Pulling the toes up as high as you can, squeeze the quads, and then lower. If you want, you can move the neck and the head with the toes. That is now counting as nerve flossing. So if you pick the head up as the toes are up and then you lower it together, this is a very regressed version of nerve flossing, which we'll explain a little later. We're going to go for time for a minute. Great work.
Thank you.
I'm fantastic. Glad you made it.
Good to see you.
You too. Keep it going. 5 seconds. Again, one burning. We're turning around towards the wall. We're warming up the back of the legs. We're following the path of the nerve from the foot all the way up, hamstring and hips. So we're training the calf. I want you guys to do the same thing. Put the toe on the wall. Put another foot behind. That's a decent distance. Then I want you to bend your knees. Keep your heels on the ground and do a calf raise. So bend the knees to the max, heels flat at stretch, stretching the calves, and then you're going to lift up. You can, you totally can. I would. We might have a lot of shoes flying around, but feel free. The main cue on this is keep your hips forward. Yep, extend the hips towards the wall. So your whole body should feel like it's moving up and forward to the wall as you go. Yeah, really good over here. Stay as low as you can on the knees that you feel comfortable. So you want to have the hips to the wall. Instead of squatting back, you want to push your hips forward. Yep, and lift the whole body up and forward. Stay low on the heels. We're going for time again. One good set. I'm not mad at using the mirror as the wall. That's what we had to do today. No, keep it going. That's what we had. Just a little fingerprints, it's all good. Good, keep the hips forward. Get a stretch every rep. Yep, that's perfect. Let's take a little pause for a sec. I just want to show the difference. So there's the reps where we're here squatting back and then people are coming up. I want you to hold this position of your hips. It should be a pretty straight line, knee, hip, shoulder the whole time, and the calf raise stays like that. So it's only your ankles moving the whole time. Squeeze the glutes, push it forward. Stay nice and low on the knees. Just training the calves without any kind of stretch on the nerve since the legs are bent. Good work. Seeing a little shaking, that's okay. Solid. All right, let's take a break. With our right foot, I got left foot close to the wall. We're gonna reach forward, tap the heel on the ground in front of you, and then come back up. So slight lean back. Knee is bending just a little bit. Leaning back, keep the heel on the ground and tap. You don't have to go super far. So we're doing right leg forward. If we need more space, just shuffle around. Let's see what we can do. If we all go in unison, it might work. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be tough. A couple of us can move over here, grab something. Yeah, facing this way, ideally. Let's all try to be facing that way. Good, slight lean back. Only go as far as you can tolerate. If your knee is tender, it feels pain, you just shorten the range. Lean back, not upright. Here. Yep, little lean back. Good job, keep going. One set for time, 1 minute. Good. Really good control, nice. Not yet, 5 more seconds. That's a good try though. You gotta ask, I get it. All right, switch. So then that way we're both cleared to go. If we lowered, we're both out of each other's way, there's no problem. We're all good. So we're gonna go down and hold together. So I want you to slowly lower down to the bottom where you feel comfortable, trying to keep the front heel on the ground. You're up on the back toes, it's a very important cue. Calf raise on the back foot. There you go. And then we're holding together right there. Back foot on the toes, back calf raise. Try to stay really tall and upright. You don't have to go as deep as you physically can, go as deep as you feel comfortable with. So head to the ceiling. If you're feeling too much tension pulling on the back or you're arching, ease it back, stand up a little bit. Good work, keep holding. Good, now try to keep Head up tall, but ribs down. So you're not arching. Good work. It's gonna be a strength hold. Start to build some tension in the psoas, pulling in the front of the spine. Now try to squeeze the back glute and the back quad. Yeah. Make it very active. Try to straighten that back leg. You're good. Don't have to adjust. There you go. 5 seconds. I heard a time. Help. All right, take a break. Good. We want this back leg real straight. So even if you're here, this is totally fine. This is mainly for the back side. So even if you stay up here, if you can lower deeper and pull the stretch, that's fine. But this back quad's flexed, the back glute is flexed. Heads to the ceiling, but not arching. Keep the ribs down. Okay? From here, I want you guys to focus deep diaphragmatic breath, meaning you just pull all the way into your stomach. That's gonna make the stretch even more intense. Up on the back toes, high on the back toes. Yep, calf raise. Don't lean back, keep the ribs down. Really good. Up to the ceiling, head up, head up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, break. Okay. For some of us, I want you to try to rotate your back leg internally so you're turning towards the outer toes. Yep, exactly. It's gonna make the stretch a little more intense. Good work. Try to keep the hands right in front of you. Breathe deep. Back leg straight. You guys are doing great. Think about where you're looking. It should be completely in front. If you're looking down, your whole posture is starting to go down. Really good job. Deep breaths. This is starting to build tolerance on the spine. Is gently pulling forward. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Our third person's hopping up. If you want to sit it out, it's up to you. Okay. There's no pressure on how far you go with any of it. Good. Okay, our third person, if you're ready, let's lower down together. 3, 2, 1, hold. Good job. It's up to you how far you go on the front knee bend. Ideally, you sit as deep as you can, aiming for the front heel. If that's uncomfortable or too much on the hip flexor, that's fine. You could be up here. Nice and tall, eyes straight forward, ribs down, deep breaths. Keep it going. Good, straighten that back leg if you can. You want to wiggle that back foot. Yeah, perfect, that's it. Straighten that back leg if possible, good job. Really good, guys, you look awesome. High on the back toes, real high. Crease the shoes. Really good over there, looking good. Whole exercise is equal parts of a squat and a split. That's why it's called full range split squat or ATG split squat. So the front leg should look like a squat if we were to go all the way down. The back leg is stretching into a split. This is a spinal exercise. It's pulling the major psoas muscle this way. That's why I keep reminding you, keep your ribs down and resist that arch. If you ever have a long day in your back and you're feeling this like pulling and this fatigue, if you just went to like a music festival or a long day at work and you're just standing and it's aching, this is the sort of stuff to open that up. We're gonna do reps now together on the same count, 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. A deep breath in, out, and back up. We're gonna do 8. It's very high, it's not heavy, but you can make it difficult by doing all the contraction I'm saying. Back glute, back quad, sink deep. Okay, let's go our partners up again. 3, 2, 1, lower, lower, lower. Hold, 1, 2, and up. So the 3 counts lowering. Ready, 3.
Staying up on the camera.
Yep, 2, 1, deep breath in, out, up. That's 2 reps. Lower down, hop out anytime you need, but we're gonna hold. Keep long, steady breaths in this, whatever height you need. Main focus is pelvic position. Hips should be square, ribs down. 15 seconds to go. You're good, whatever you can do. You can take a break, 10 seconds. Hips in front. Squared. 3, 2, 1, and up. Good job. Okay. So how many of us have been blocked in our lifting, have been pretty much stopped of having leg days and getting to train hard? Okay. So a big part of this is trying to, do you think they're looking for the workshop, or are they just interested, Eddie? Yeah. They Lloyd, hey there. Yeah, you guys, come on now. So once you start entering the realm of rehab and you can't lift anymore, even if you do the very basic beginner things and you build some kind of stability in your spine that feels okay, that jump back to lifting is massive. How much you lose in mobility and conditioning in your spine to hips in that time off is hard to comprehend. The reason why I like this so much, it's equally as important for you guys to be thinking about all the stuff you learned in bird dogs, maybe clamshells, the basic spine rehab you probably did. That stuff still plays in here when you're stretching things out all around in different directions. Your pelvis should be neutral. You should only go down as deep as you can keep a completely stacked spine and hold. The breaths are testing it further. As soon as you breathe deep, your core's a barrel. There's not much room for it. It's compressing the spine and forcing some kind of compensation, or you build strength to hold it. That sort of strength and training and coordination internally is what you need again to get back into squatting 2 legs at a time, or hinging, or any kind of lifting. So this is obviously not a lot on our legs, but it's timing and coordination, and I'm seeing some people good, I'm seeing some people like just trying to survive. Find a way to make it easier and just train that part, the pelvis, neutral, deep breath, calm, okay?
I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
You were saying earlier to keep your ribs down.
Yep.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean like don't like extend your thoracic?
Yeah, not trying to flare up. You can keep your abs somewhat engaged, but not super tight because that's blocking the breath. But you just, when I give the cue of head up, well then everyone's trying to fight this tight hip flexor, so they're going like this. But then if you lock down the chin where it should be, good posture, ribs down, now it's just a true tension here without forcing it. Okay? Yep. Yeah.
So look at part of the knee strengthening exercise.
Okay.
Is the before or something?
Well, their focus, yeah, when you're trying to build your knees, the way it was taught there, it's just mainly going for full knee bend, and you can elevate here. When we're trying to focus on the spine, you want the front heel down, and it doesn't matter if you go knee over toe and cover the hamstring as much. We're trying to get this with the neutral pelvis. So it would be great to still get just as deep, and the heel could come up a little bit, but yeah, definitely. And the front heel, because you want the adductor stretching. If your toes are up, you don't get the groin as much. So let's go group 2, the solo person. We're gonna do the rep. 2, 1, hold, and back up. Great work. Lower down, head to the ceiling, ribs down. 1, hold, deep breath, back up. Good job. Squeeze the back glute on this. Lower down, 3, 2, 1, hold, and then back up. Try to be high on the back toes. Calf raise, back foot before we get started. All should be on the back toes. Lower down, 3, 2, 1, hold, deep breath, and then back up. Good work. Big steady breaths. Hands off the thighs. Hands down, let's do it. Lower down, 3, 2, 1, hold, deep breath in, out and lift. That's 1, 2, 1, hold, and then back up, good job. On the back toes, make sure you're turning towards the pinky toes. Rotate your leg inwards, and then back up, good job. Looking really good. Lower down, 3, 2, 1, hold, and then back up. Still want to hear the breath. Low. Nice. Okay. Simple stuff stacked week after week after week after week after week. You can see the timeline of tissue repair. It's neurological reteaching. It's actually changing patterns that became faulty. And all the things that shut down when you're in chronic pain, it takes exposure. You have to do things that start to test it. You can overdo this stuff and wake up with a whole new sort of tightness. Start very gradual. This wasn't even weighted. You were going to ask a question?
Yeah, what do you do with like, nerve issues
Mm-hmm.
like, that are really like, because I've dealt with a lot of lower back and I don't know if I've dealt with nerve issues, but like that seems
sure.
much easier to flip the light on for nerve stuff.
Yeah.
How do you test that? Because then it's hard to get out of that nerve cycle.
Yeah, you got to start to become familiar with your triggers and what leads to it. On something like this, did you feel any sensation or something lighting up or not really?
You just don't know.
Yeah,
And that's like, you know, pretty common.
how it starts. Was it on the holds or the reps? You know,
It goes up and down, like both legs, but like
yeah.
feet are numb. So like I'll do workouts and sometimes I feel the numb, sometimes it won't. I'm just trying to like push through. It's hard
Yeah.
to know how much to push.
How long has that been happening?
7 years.
Okay. So when we got 7 years of that kind of pattern,
Not that specific, but 7 years of nerve.
yeah, I get you. But years of it being kind of sporadic as like this just
Sometimes
ongoing
it's
thing.
fine, sometimes
Yeah. So this isn't foreign. This isn't like a crazy experience for you currently. Okay. Yeah. So with things like this, I wouldn't expect so much of a quick trigger. If it was this, obviously you can have different kind of nerve issues. I don't know if it's femoral or you know what path or okay.
just driving, like coming down, like doing. So it's not just this, it's just the everyday load.
Yeah. As soon as you got local swelling to this area, down by the sacrum, down by the low back, and you've had disc injuries or you've had years and years and years of things shutting down, it could take a centimeter of inflammation to start up the nerve pain that was always right there on the cusp anyways. It almost becomes a sort of muscle memory as well. When something gets a little inflamed, something can get tight, your outer glute, your piriformis, maybe the front of the hip, things just happen like clockwork. And every time it happens, it becomes almost more patternized. And so it'd be good to be able to find something that has zero trigger to it. If it becomes like almost to no rhyme or reason, tracking weekly and monthly sort of like consistency to it. If this happened right now and then by tomorrow it's completely fine and it's as if you just did any other workout, then I wouldn't stress it. But if your baseline pain or symptom is like a 4 out of 10, that's your current baseline. That's all right if it goes up to a 4 or 5, as long as it comes back down. You don't want to have some massive jump and you're pushing through it and week after week, you can tell it's aching, it's picking up, it's always sharp. That's not productive. But in a perfect world, we say things like never work through pain and keep it pain-free. That works well on an ankle that's sprained or cartilage issues in the extremities, but your spine with all the nerve implications, it just, sometimes it's not possible to work just pain-free levels. You need to work through not a pain-inducing level where it gets worse or it gets drastically worse and persistent, but I wish it were a perfect science so I could say, well, just avoid that one exercise. A lot of people, it's like they're sciatic, just don't do crazy straight leg stretching, but when it's 7 years and in the front, your foot, on something like that, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that common to do something stretching this way and then to start having nerve symptoms to the feet. So that's where I'm gonna remind you guys, you're your own back expert. You've had the most run-ins with this and the most clues and data to it where keep doing what's within your control to apply stimulus and look for where there's shocking opportunity. If something is extremely tight on one side to the other or so weak and you never knew in a specific exercise, that's a gold mine of a clue. It may not fix it, but man, if you improve that to where you can perform the same on the left glute to right, or you don't have the same inability to do a calf raise on the right leg versus left, even if the pain isn't gone, it made it less likely, it made it less necessary. And so I know that's a ramble, but your example wasn't quite cookie cutter easy to say, you know? So yeah, we'll get to talk more on this sort of stuff when it gets really confusing and you think you found it and then something that you didn't expect to flare it up, flares it up, you feel hopeless, but there's always a direction to take with it. So yeah, please don't push into anything that you can tell is gonna trigger something, but that's the reality of it. It's not perfect, it's not a blueprint of ease. So We're going to now go on to the opposite of that stretch. We're going to strengthen the hip flexors. We're going to all have something to hold on to. The wall would be cool. Actually, we want to face inwards. We can't. We're going to lift up our knee, and we're going to kick out, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is doing two things. We're trying to strengthen the hip flexor in a shorter range. We just stretched it this way. We're going to squeeze it. That's inadvertently stretching hamstrings, but not to a passive, easy level. We're only doing it to the level we're strong. And you can kick out even to here. So if you know you're nerve sensitive, keep your toes down, keep that nerve stretch less, kick lower. But the main cue is I just want you to be in perfect posture like we were focusing on that stretch. Glute engage, ribs down, nice and straight, tall. A little kick out and hold. 5, 4, 3, down to 1. You can easily cheat. You can try to get it way super high and buckle, have your knee bent. We want only as high as you can get it with a very straight leg, no knee bend. Okay? Let's lift up, kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good. I don't care how high you kick the leg, I want the leg dead straight. Up, kick out, flex the quad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good. Up, kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. We got 2 more. Knee up, kick out. No knee bend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Last one. Knee up, kick out. 5, 4, 3, a little lower. 2, 1. Okay, shake it out. Take a break. That's 5 reps. We're going to do the other side. You could even just hold down here. If you squeeze hard enough, that muscle that's on your thigh that goes into your hip, it doesn't have to be up here to get it activated. You could be down here. Just squeeze the crap out of the quad. All right, we're doing left leg up. Again, everything's standing on the posture. Neutral pelvis, ribs down, very tall. Knee up, kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good work. Again, knee up, kick out. Toes down is a little easier. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Knee up, kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No knee bend. You guys doing? So the goal is training hip flexors, but without any loss of position. So a lot of the hip flexor training you see, if I could use the bar, is like knee raises where you're rounding your back. So we're trying to train the hip flexors without any lumbar flexion to start. Obviously, I'm not the anti-lumbar flexion guy, but the order that has worked for people to stay safe is waiting until you get to back extension reps where you're rounding your back with strength before you do any kind of curl or crunch or leg flutter or V-up or L-sit or anything where the back's involved. So this is still training hip flexor without any back involved. That's why we're doing it. Once you're good at rounding your back with some load and controlling it on a back extension, then you could go to like hip flexor training 2 legs at a time and do that sort of stuff, or this. So we're just being very gentle, one side at a time. Yep.
This will keep the spine stacked and not leaning back at all.
Yep.
Just trying to keep it
Totally, not leaning back. The things where it goes wrong is someone kicks out, usually the back leg bends, that's cutting it out. Another thing is the hips bend, that's cutting it out. So you want to be completely straight on the standing leg, completely straight here, and nothing in your body should move. It should look very still. You're just kicking out. If you can tell that you're moving because something in your body is shifting to make it happen, there's no need to do it that high. You should just lower down to here. I don't even know if I'm that strict, but it's an intention. Okay, let's do one more side. One more round of both sides. Let's do right leg first. You want to grab here? I'm going to go with you. Right leg up. Kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. You know you're doing it right. Start shaking. Knee up. Kick out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower, good job. Knee up, kick out, 5, 4, nice and tall, 3, 2, 1, 2 more. Knee up, kick out, tall, 3, 2, 1. You try to knock me over on that one, huh? All right, 3 up, last one, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good job. Shake it out. You know you're doing it right if the standing glute starts to feel sore, really hard. Contraction on that, okay? Let's do the left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, good job. Nice and tall. Reset, get real tall. Knee up, kick out. 5, 4, squeeze the standing leg. Lower. Knee up. It's all sorts of difficulty in something that doesn't look hard. You got the glutes working, you got the hip flexors working. We're trying to squeeze everything by the back without yet using the back. Is everyone okay? Any symptoms? I kind of care, you know, if they start up. It's a little bit the same thing? No?
Steady.
Okay. Behind the knee? Yeah, I used to have some sensitivity behind my knee, and anytime I'd super straighten it,
It's literally just here.
yeah, that corner. Do you train any kind of ham curl? Like any kind of squeezing of the knee ever?
Not much.
That really helps with this sort of stuff. If you get pain behind the knee on stuff like back extension where your legs are locked in that machine, I would find a way to train some light ham curls if possible. It really helps to squeeze something and not just only stretch it. That's the squeeze then stretch approach. What we're doing here kind of went out of order. I got excited at the ball throw. Normally we would squeeze and then go into the stretch. As long as you're getting both, you're better off than just strengthening or just stretching. You want to do both. Good. Awesome. Yeah, the back takes on what the other stuff isn't ready for and isn't opened up at. So a general idea with this, reciprocal inhibition, reciprocal means opposite, inhibition means shut down. The reason why opening up hip flexors so much and squeezing it and stretching it matters because the other side is the low back. If you wanted to train your triceps, you know that you have to push down and squeeze. But if your bicep was so sore, like you just hit your first arm day as a 15-year-old dude, your arms are stuck like this, T-Rex, you can't even straighten your arm. You can't train your tricep if your biceps are that tight. So when something on one side of a joint is unable to fully stretch, the other side doesn't ever squeeze as hard as it should. It gets inhibited. So imagine what's here. If we have the sacrum, the SI joint, or very low back, that is the top back of the pelvis. What's the exact opposite? The top back of the pelvis, let's go to the bottom front of the pelvis. The muscles attaching there, deep groin, adductor, hip flexor, everything we were just starting to open up with this stuff, that is what's pulling here. So if this doesn't start to open up at least a little bit, you can even do the iso holds on the back extension. You're using more hamstrings than this area. Your body's gonna fake it, but you're not getting the real squeeze that you want until the other side opens up. So that's why whenever you have a problem area, look at both sides of the body, both sides of the joint, strengthen it, squeeze it, stretch it. So, but I just want to start the conversation about the whole realm of healing is only a certain percentage mechanical and movement-based, especially when it's multi-year. And the day you can feel that this chronic pain is starting to alter your emotional state and the overall tension of your body into state of being, it is no longer you just did a squat wrong. Or, man, that tissue's too weak. That's a big part of it, of course. You have entered the mind-body loop and the full body experience, which is chronic pain. And it's not going to go anywhere often, very likely, unless you address either environment, the other sides of healing in the body, the other basics of being a human being. And so breath is the most available. If you're alive, you can do this. When I was deep in the flare-up loop, when I was super rock bottom, the step 0 of spine training I could handle was deep diaphragmatic breaths. That's why I talk about it on the exercises so much. Just an idea on the core, 30 seconds or less, I promise. You have a ceiling, which is your diaphragm, a muscle that literally moves as a vacuum to allow the lungs to inflate. You have the floor, which is the pelvic floor. You have the front of your core, rectus abdominis, ab muscles, transverse abdominis, all this in-between stuff. You have your lateral core, some of the spine stuff, your obliques, and all the spinal tissue. Big muscles, small muscles that hug the grooves of the spine. So basically put, you have a barrel. It's contained 360, ceiling and floor. It's called a core cavity. It's like a literal compressed barrel with organs and everything in there. In the middle is your spine. So when you take a deep breath, it's hugging the spine with pressure, 360, and releasing. So any constant pressure applied to something, the way you get a bone spur in your body is you keep aggravating and put more stress over time, it rebuilds. The body's designed to react somehow to constant pressure. When it's the right amount in the right way, it helps heal. So when you're too hurt to even move, deep breaths is already step 0. It's starting to apply pressure and stimulus to the spine. We've all experienced this if you have sneezed too hard and gotten into a flare-up. If you ever sneeze, and it's that risky, it's not the movement, it's the fact that the pressure in your barrel just went that fast, increased that fast. So the breath is something you always have with you, available. Obviously it sounds out there, whatever Eastern philosophy, I'll explain how I even got into it. I'm not saying you have to be a hippie about it, I'm not. But it's something that I wish I understood sooner was part of healing this whole direction of stuff, not just training. So we're gonna do 3 rounds. It's a 10-minute video. It's gonna be hyperventilation, controlled at your own pace. Your nervous system's gonna get pretty up there. And then we're gonna hold our breath for a designated time. That's gonna down-regulate. So by touching the extremes of it, revving your nervous system up, down-regulating it, it helps reset the middle. You're probably gonna feel real calm, spacey, maybe like you're on some drugs by the end of it. It's kind of weird, depending how hard you go at it. The more you do the breath in and out, the better you'll be able to hold your breath. So take it to your own intensity. Ideally, don't be like fully on top of somebody unless you're cool like that.
Breathe in, breathe out. Just go with the flow of the breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. In. Fully in and letting go. Just keep on going. No pause between inhalation and exhalation. Ten more. Fully in, let it go.
Trainable with your lung capacity, with your breath hold. The more you do it, the better you get at holding your breath. You could hold for longer, the more profound the effects become. So I remember starting it like years back, on and off, and it would feel like some calmness and tingle, and then I did it further and further, and I got better at it and hold the breath for 3 minutes, and I would actually feel like an immediate cut in pain. And it was like, that's super strange. And now, of course, nothing structurally immediately changed in my body, so if I didn't fix what was going on, next day, a familiar ache would come back. But you kind of have a interesting, you got your own pharmacy in your body, and you can feel when certain things come up. We know what it's like when you get the flood of a flare-up or anxiety, panic attack in the body or mind where it's, you're dying, and adrenaline's going crazy, and you can feel the rush of not pleasant hormones and chemicals, but there's also ways to tap the other side. And so something that kind of started off as just like a why not, I'll try it, became like all this holistic stuff really got forced onto me. Growing up, where I grew up and how I grew up, like this is stuff that gets you made fun of for sure. I never would have did stuff like that ever had my life not fallen apart to a point where I had to just try anything. And so we'll kind of get into the story time a little bit before, but just because it seems so off brand or off course, the way I got into it was the back pain. If you don't know deep into my story, the chronic back issues led to a bunch of other injuries and hip impingement and then a sports hernia. And basically this whole section was just chronically in pain, which started to wreck my sleep really bad once I reached like over a year with it. And then I would basically get 4 or 5 hours on and off of bad sleep for a whole year, to where I just started getting chronically sick, having the flu all the time, getting these bacterial infections and like strep throat and all this stuff. Until about 2 years after the back injury, I'm not sleeping at all. I'm always sick. One flu gave me this really bad headache that never went away, and it started to just persist every day. And then it became just more sharp and stabbing over a span of 3-4 months. And then I went like full insomniac and couldn't sleep at all. And the brain fog started to creep in and pressure in my head. And then it was 2020, and I like fully just lost my mind and went into psychosis that started with back pain. And I was delusional. Like I couldn't read. I didn't know my birthday. I was incoherent, literally, for a year, going to all these neuros and getting MRIs on my brain. And it was during COVID, so you didn't really have priority for non-life threatening things immediately, but like, I didn't know who I was, if life was real or fake, for a whole year after that. I lived in this like purgatory for a year, and was getting pushed towards psychiatry, trying to basically like think I'm losing my mind, I'm crazy, and take a whole lot of medicine for that, which I didn't. I'd already gotten addicted to like opiates in the past from a knee surgery by accident, and realized, just became so PTSD against taking anything. Long story short, the pain became a whole life problem, and I lost my mind and body, was living in the pain still and didn't know where I was at. My friends knew me there. You could see videos of me in a fog for literally a whole year. And I just lost my whole life. I dropped out of school, wasn't gonna become a physical therapist, sleeping on friends' couches, homeless, like it all went to trash. And I had to find any way to stay moving, and my challenge for the day was to go for a walk, and then I found this and do Wim Hof, and I was just breathing in sunlight and drinking water and fasting a whole lot just because I couldn't eat. And over time, that started to turn a corner and piece my life back together. And in the process, I had to really find like weird mentors in the corners of these niche industries. And the traditional path for my career was done. I wasn't gonna go back to school. I was in a ton of debt, and it was all whatever. And so I found trainers, knees over toes guy, if you know who that is. I like road trip down without invite and lived in a car to learn from him for a long time, and got a job and started to learn this stuff. Wim Hof, learned about this, started applying it every day. The ground up mobility flow we're about to do, I learned from this 51-year-old Algerian dude, Kadorziani, who's like a real freak athlete, who's now a longevity case of how to take care of your body and be limber and flexible, but he's the world's best dunker from the 90s. But he's like real spiritual and stuff. So I just learned from all these different trainer types, health guru types, and some weird ones that weren't good and some that were. So that's just where I'm coming from with it. Like this mission I started on really means a lot to me, because I can see how far it can really go. From just at first, it's nagging, then it's, oh, my lifting, I'm kind of depressed about that, I can't lift anymore, to you lose everything. You lose your job. We've had people at the past workshops here with their significant other, their mom or whoever, and they got laid off because of the back pain, and they are addicted to drugs because of the back pain, and they've tried everything, and they're on their 6th injection, and they're in a desperate place. So for as long as I feel like I know this direction of what's missing in the industry, I'm going to keep doing what I'm trying to do for y'all. I don't know who in this room is just dealing with a nagging pain, or who can really relate to the spiral of life happening, falling apart, but that is the core of why we're doing it and why we do some of this weirder stuff. I want the person to experience maybe like, I felt a little calmer, and that can really help you on the tough days. So yeah, I would do it every day. It would make a bigger difference than you could realize. We're gonna go into some of the ground mobility. If you're not, if you're leaning forward, it's called the camel, because camels sit like this, supposedly, and they stand up. So part of this, if you want to try, if you have a rail next to you, you have a friend, well, really, it's not something you have to do, but you could try it. Standing up and back down, that's 1 rep. The goal is to be able to do 10. So it's loading the top of the ankle in a way we normally don't. Remember rule number 1 of the workshop, be safe, be smart. If it feels sketchy for the back, don't force it. If it's just challenging, give it a go. Even if you float and you just go up a little bit, that's okay. Building tolerance to the top of the ankle.
Like you put some of the load in your.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. The guy that I told you that teaches it, he like can fully rest on his top. I don't know how. He rests on the top of his ankle. So it's a tolerance that you build. Nerves are inside the sheath of fascia. Nerves aren't just sitting on muscle, they're inside fascia. They're running through it. So that tightness and stretches, it matters a lot to start opening up things, even like the top of the ankle, the other sides of these joints. If you know you can't tolerate a stretch like this up here, well, the fascia is connected from the ankle all the way up through here. So even if you open up fascia down there and start to build tolerance, it will improve your ability to do this. Same for this condition. You can't do a hamstring stretch, starts to zing, that's the nerve in the fascia. Same fascia that runs all the way down, wraps around the foot, big toe. So if you get some leeway in the big toe opening up, and that fascia, the arch, that is the range that you're now getting to be able to stretch deeper. Different muscles, but the fascia runs through the muscles, over the muscles. That's where the nerve is. So it's not muscle length that's giving you nerve pain. You don't have shortened, tight muscles. You might, but that's not the full thing with the nerve issues. So if we're good, we're going back to the first one. If you wanted to hit home runs, swinging your trunk, your torso, your shoulders, all these big muscles, you couldn't do that if your shoulder was bummed. That wouldn't work. Well, what if you were healthy in the shoulder, but you have crippling elbow tendonitis, your elbows are jacked up? You also couldn't do it. If you take that to the extreme, if you had a great upper body all the way up to you literally can't use your thumb, you cannot get a grip to hit a home run. So your ability to use your thumb controls the ability. Great grip, helps the wrist out. That training trains the forearm, goes into the elbow. So that analogy, the thumb is the big toe, your grip is the arch of your feet, your wrist is your ankle, elbows and the knees. So if we don't start from the biggest opportunity that's supposedly the big toe, far away from us, our grip, how are we going to work on the hamstring tightness that is affected by arch, by calves? So I'm gonna try the 10 if you wanna join. Mainly front leg, a little bit on the back. If you wanna go just a little bit, that's fine. If you came here with a beloved other, you want to use their head. What are they here for? Let's be real. Come on. Their back's fine. Yeah. Even just the seated posture is enough, though. Now, just with a little bit, if you was rounding your back, now go down, you'll probably be able to go pretty perfect. And trying to now get your hips forward. This is stretching and testing, like I said earlier, that reciprocal inhibition. You can't have a safe, healthy, strong low back if this part of the groin is tight. That's what's being tested here. So, yeah, if you did that, and now try to lead with your belly button, get up. Yep, rotate your hips forward. Exactly, make it active the whole time. Accumulate 2 minutes a day in this. This is a workshop exclusive that I don't teach because I think the nuance gets lost. You need even more. I'm a 25. Try this. See, because like if you see a squat like that, I'm like, okay, back pain's not a super mystery. Try just both heels on. Yeah, this is like easy, low-hanging fruit. This whole flow you can do daily, and I do. First day having nerve pain, it probably came after something specific, and you can recall it. If you're 10,000th day of nerve pain, and you've doled out the nerves, it's like, well, if I breathe, it's hard to track. That's why you stumped me with that question.
But you know what helps when I breathe? stretch, it like went away for a little bit.
Wow, the breath work then we did.
And I think the stretching.
Yeah.
It's very variable. Like,
Yeah.
Come and go. But, like I hit golf balls yesterday, so like
Okay, more on
I'm always like,
cusp. Wow, in front.
yeah.
Oh.
No, mine like moves. It's in the front. It's in my feet.
Ever the front of the thigh or
It's
no?
always below. No.
Wow.
That'll be in the back mostly. It'll be tingling. There'll be numbness.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be the calf will be tight.
Yeah.
Hamstring will be tight.
Well, you don't have the legs of somebody that had chronic nerve issues. I've seen literal atrophy. Like I had a smaller left side completely from, I didn't even have pain. I just had tingling and it shut down stuff.
Mine's like a 1 or 2.
Okay.
Constant.
Enough to annoy you and enough to throw you off.
Yeah. But
Wow.
not enough to like
Wow, insightful though. I mean, I never even heard about that treatment.
I actually told him I have the same problem too, that, yeah, the nerve, that
Yeah.
it just goes numb. I sometimes have that depending on where how I'm sitting, especially on the floor. Sometimes you really lie down, it gets sticky, mostly in the lower half.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the best that we can to demystify it and understand like the most likely causes. Nerves aren't made up tissue in our body. It really is real running connected, network of sensory stuff down the body, and then there's fascia on it. There's other things that can squeeze it and get it chronically stuck. And then your body can form like a sort of heightened state of nervous system or tension to always do that, so it's always used to being firing. But sometimes it starts to feel like nerve pain is random or there's just no reason for it. It's probably just that it becomes way too hard to track, but there are some million different reasons on any given day, but it's still structure. If you work on what is in our control of squeezing muscles, relaxing them, stretching them to the right amount, and not just stretching like the gentle stuff, like what we did on the split squat. It's a stretch and squeeze. That's a little more protective. Circulation and contraction really helps with that stuff. And there's an interesting story I'll probably share of, I have a friend that's a surgeon. I guess people are here. So I have a surgeon friend that reached out a couple years ago and appreciated what I was doing, and he helps mentor me and corrects me when I'm pronouncing things wrong on the internet. He's like, hey, you sound like an idiot. Text me in private, thankfully, right? And he's cut into hundreds of spines, and he's really averse to surgeries. He turns people away all the time, which isn't good for your job, because truly, it's not that he gets rated on how many surgeries he does. He gets rated on the patient satisfaction. And if he gets a visit from a patient and he denies them surgery, they're not satisfied. They're going to get a second opinion until he gets operated on. Now he's a bad guy for not operating. So that can really hurt him and the whole department. And he's constantly kind of like ragged on as the anti-surgery surgeon. But he told me that he started to see, as he would cut into people's spines and cut through the connective tissue just for a discectomy, where you take out little pieces where it's like compressing on nerve, that where people had persistent nerve issues from a disc bulge, just say the bulge goes like that, it's herniated out, and it's pressing on the nerve. It's very easy to understand why there's nerve pain. But what the surgeon would find is that he would operate and then go see that the nerve in the connective tissue and fascia is like this, but the bulge is no longer there. There's no herniation. So you would expect, okay, this patient has chronic, persistent sciatica, just like 3 years ago after the herniation. There still must be a herniation, let's clean it up. And he's in there and there is no herniation. It reabsorbed. But because the muscle memory of that tissue stuck like that, it's stuck compressed as if there is something pressing on it. And so it's like, you might even think, okay, on day 1,000, I have the same symptoms of day 1 of my disc herniation. I must still have a disc herniation. Not even, and surgeons are seeing that. So it's like his takeaway from it and his intuition was just that it's really important to keep tissue moving, and even if you risk a flare-up of nerve irritation by doing too much, it's better to do too much and keep things gliding and tissue slightly contracting and shifting than to leave it completely still. because then it almost cements in the fascia that, okay, this is compressed. Take out the disc problem, it could still be compressed because it's stuck there as if it is. So this was just us, we're talking about nerve pain, how it gets really complicated, or it feels really random. And I was sharing how I have a surgeon who became a friend of mine and mentors me and explains the things he sees. And one eye-opening thing for me was that people have surgeries, a discectomy to try to remove bits of a disc that should be pressing on a nerve, and they go in and realize the nerve is compressed as if the bulge is there, but it's not. The herniation has reabsorbed. So it's like, that's saying your fascia in the intrinsic connective tissue around the nerves and the muscles by your spine, they can take, I call it, it's not scientific, muscle memory. They take the shape and they can cement in over time in a position of compression, even though there is no maybe broken bone pressing on it or disc herniation pressing on it. And that fact alone just shows you like inactivity is so risky, especially multi-year. And the tough thing is inactivity is, yeah, generalized, the whole body move, but it's also locally relevant. You can move and go on walks and you can do general machine training and still have been inactive in your spine for 5 years. So that still can become locked in. And so it's really punishing to try to do some of that stuff, or nerve flossing or stretch or the basic PT, and then you get pain. You don't want to keep pushing into pain, but it's probably safer than completely avoiding pain forever, because at least that's my hot take. It's just eye-opening. You think about nerves are like where people ask me, and that it's just impossible to answer that's what's going on with you, because there's so much with the muscles, with the imbalances, with even your overall state of tension. Like I remember I could literally like have a annoying day with something work related and my nerve pain would flare up. And it was like, okay, well this is totally random. The fact I'm angry and that caused pain, then I have no track of it. But I will say, just for people along the journey, who here is a member of the program? Okay, that's not bad. It's the worst so far of the tour, but it's not bad. We still got some. Consider it. It's not expensive. But so when you're training this stuff and you're 6 months in, 9 months in, and you're like, hey, I've gotten from 45 seconds on the back extension iso hold to a minute 30. I definitely can feel a better use of my spinal erectors and some of the smaller muscles, my glutes fire. I feel better training, but I still have tightness and I still have some nerve symptoms. That's the last stuff to go. And I remember that even for me, I probably had my last nerve tingle last year, well into being low back ability. I was TV static for me, and then it turned into this like little tingle, and it lasted a long time. Even after getting stupid strong, super flexible, could bend my back, I felt a little different ache on the left and a little nerve stuff until last year, 3 years into it. And so the first thing you're aiming for is, can I just get communicating with my spine again and with my back? Can I fire this stuff and not be wrecked the next day? Can I get used to any kind of consistent training? That is your entryway to start this journey. Then as you get progressing the holds and doing a little bit longer, are we all kind of familiar with that exercise I'm talking about? You need to truly invest in it, not just play with it and not just jump in it. There's no way for me to do that for you or convince you of it, but I've had this convo with hundreds of people now on this week, and the people who said they stuck diligently for a year plus have a very different story than the ones that said I did it for a bit but overdid it, then I stopped, and I don't know. Like, it's not going to be fun, it's not going to be linear, but the whole point is you're taking a direct stimulus straight to the tissue and area that you're afraid of, right where there's problems. You're getting consistent circulation, a little blood flow, consistent contraction. That's reteaching nervous system how to fire but not spasm. There's literal parts of your body, gamma motor neurons. It's like the tuning fork. There's certain neurons that help fire or relax, on, off. There's also certain neurons that help dial how hard of a contraction. And most people either can't get a very productive contraction or it spasms on them when they use their back. That's an issue with gamma motor neurons, which is just a specific neuron. The only way to teach it is by doing it consistently, 3 times a week, practicing. Here's what it's like to fire this direct spinal erector, these direct little multifidi, all the tiny stuff in the grooves. It's just practice. And so your first 2-3 months is just navigating some treacherous waters of what can I do and not wreck myself, and then keep showing up at that amount and find any amount that is just more positive than negative. I can wake up the next day and feel pretty good. That doesn't fix you, but it buys you the leeway to go a little bit harder months 3 through 9. Then when you go more intense, it becomes more potent. You get a little bit more soreness, you get more blood flow, you get a pump. It's more convincing of change on the structure because of circulation, but also the firing and that teaching, what I was talking about, that tuning, that's through the contraction. So when you're on square 0 or you're in back debt, you're like years into flare-up, injections, all these symptom masking drugs. You basically cut the communication and got so out of tune with your back that the first 6 months might be slightly hurting it, trying just to see what's the right amount, what can I do? And so it depends what kind of debt we got ourselves in, but whether it's nerve issues, whether it's DDD, whether it's slow and steady breakdown of bones, all that stuff has some kind of source. Unless you were in a car wreck and things just severed, if it had any kind of progressive nature to it where it got worse over time, there's stuff in your control. And it's always been somewhat in your control. Not easy, not like we were taught the right stuff, not like you didn't try. I'm not saying any of that. But that's not depressing. It should be encouraging. Trying to figure out what your exact game plan is a personal journey. And people like me or anyone else you go to workshops or learn online, they can't fix you. They're just trying to help you understand how to fix yourself. And yeah, I've just seen different groups. People who are trying to wait it out end up in a bad mess. And I applaud you guys who have been trying for multiple years to fix this and have gone to people with far more credentials than me, who have gone to the best fill in the blank in DC, whatever it is, tried the weirdest treatments, got poked and prodded with needles and injections and this, that, and this, and different color things and all this crazy stuff. And now you're in this basement gym in DC with a guy on the internet. I don't trust people on the internet. I don't think you should either. I applaud you for even being open to it. I assume there's something in my content that struck differently that made you think maybe this guy has some, at least empathy towards it or different angle to it. There's a lot of directions I could really spill out. When I talk to you guys, I'm trying to think about what were the basic things I just viewed dead wrong in 2020. And sometimes I really forget what's basic information or not, but there is a reason for this stuff. And one general thing to understand, if you focus only on the symptom, only on the diagnosis, those are aftermath things. That is what comes after the real problems that are affecting it. And even when you go to get treatment, it's like, think about the back as this onion with layers to get to the core. You have the outside layer, which is the biggest muscles, spinal erectors, the big ones, you can feel them. Then you got the smaller muscles, multifidus, rotatorius, interspinal, all these blah, blah, blah names that are in the grooves of your spine, little tiny things that help the spine rotate, flex, resist, that stability. So big muscles, small muscles. Then you got ligaments. You got literal ligaments, like in your knee, that go through the whole spine, anterior, longitudinal. Anterior is front, longitudinal's a long ways. The whole spine's supposed to be hugged and contained by this ligament. If it's not, you get spondy, you get retro, you get shifting of the vertebrae. Deeper, you got tendons, you got bones, you got discs, you got nerves. So when you go to the doctor and you go get an MRI, usually the only kind of diagnosis they'll give you is if there's an issue with that dead center core problem, that dead inner layer of the onion, which is the bone, the disc, the nerve. In order to mess up that progressively, you had to mess up a lot of stuff to even get to that, because if everything does its job better, it doesn't make sense for there to be degenerative progressive issues. In most cases, there are always other factors, but when you only try to treat that, you're skipping the root problems. And that's when you might get diagnosed. If nothing is wrong in the MRI, you might get non-specific back pain, which then makes you think there's nothing wrong with me. And it's like, no, you just don't have broken bones, herniated disc, or nerve impingement. But those things are just the aftermath. That's waiting for things to reach end stage problems when it reaches that. And so there's so much work to be done on your whole core. We're talking about stacking the rib cage, the pelvis, putting general tension, pulling the split position, a deep breath, squeezing it, feeling different forces. We're gonna train the big muscles with the back extension, the iso hold, getting a general pump. Like, if you're not starting there and then planning how am I gonna then get to reps, then how am I gonna do the weird stuff Brendan does, like off the ledge with the 50 pounds one day maybe. If you don't view that route, then it's like, just please don't try my stuff the way maybe you tried bird dogs, what I'm saying. It's a long game, and if you don't want it to be a long game, don't even play it, because it's gonna suck. You're gonna flare up in this journey. You're gonna hurt yourself, I promise you. But how bad? Let's not do it crazy, and let's not try to break a record, but when you hurt yourself gently, when you very gently overdo it and cross the line, that's for you to learn where is the line, learn your capacity. And so I'm gonna end my rant there because I don't know where I lost people and who's thinking about what they're doing after this. Okay, you throwing me that? Oh, crazy throw. I'm going to have some steak burrito. I'm curious what people are coming in with in this room. Has anybody experienced anything like I shared earlier with my back life story? Yeah? Miles, I spoke with you coming in. You said it was pretty intense for you. You're living in pain.
Yeah, I just thought I was like going insane. I'm not religious, but I was like begging him to go away for like madness last year, and like kind of half crying because I like was just like
You do it.
your brain going process so much of grow activity at once. And, like, 6 months of like I can't use the bathroom without having an anxiety attack while I'm laying on my floor to like I'm pissing in a bottle on my floor because I can't
You're
get
good.
into my bed. And like it was just like an endless loop. And there was no activity I could find that would like make everything make it worse. I spent like all my savings on experimental stuff, out of pocket stuff, insurance in this country is a joke. So like I had to do PT that made it worse before I could get my MRI. When I got my MRI, they were like, you shouldn't have done any of that. And I was like, wow, a diagnosis before treatment? Who would have thought? Like,
Wow.
I never kept a diary, but it looks like a relief.
Damn. Damn. That reminded me of a quick story. Somewhere on the internet, my phone number is out there. Some people ask for consults. If you dig deep enough, you can call me somehow. I don't know where my phone number is, but this woman, I believe her name was Renetta. She called me at like 9 p.m. She said, hi, is this low back ability? I'm like, who the heck sent you? How'd you get this number? I realized she's an older woman, really sweet. She said she's a member, she's not able to sign in. So I help her out with that. And then she tells me, she starts going on about her story. This is, well, you got the microphone, you might as well get your money's worth. And she told me that she was just about to get an ablation, and then she joined the program and she realized she's gonna try to not do that. But she's a little frustrated because she worked really hard to get that ablation. And I'm like, what does that mean? She said, well, my insurance only covers an ablation, which is where they go and kind of semi-cauterize the nerves to shut down the overactivity of it, which is semi-invasive. It's not a fun thing. But in order for her to do that, her insurance said she had to go get 6 steroid injections. 6. And she was living in Virginia when she did that. But then she got 6 injections. Her husband died. She had to move to Texas. New insurance, had to restart the count. So now she got 6 more injections. She's here on 12 injections. And then she was ready to get the ablation. And then she saw some videos of mine and realized she probably shouldn't have gotten injections. And it was just like, we need rent a grandson or something. We need like rent a son for when you go to the doctors, because if you don't have a sovereign mind to question and like look around, I'm not saying it's the evil doctor or that it's one individual, but the way the system's collecting you through the model, you can end up doing a whole bunch of stuff before you figure out anything for yourself, before you ever heard of the word multifidus. If today's the first day you heard of multifidus, you shouldn't feel depressed about your back pain. You haven't gone deep enough into figuring out this stuff. It's not a crazy muscle. You don't need to know everything, but like, that's the VMO of the spine. That's the like bulletproof muscle of the spine. And I didn't know that when I was thinking about surgery. So it's just like, I hear stories like that where you were just doing what you were supposed to do, and they're like, why the hell did you do that? And you're like, what? And it just, again, I applaud you guys for being willing to learn from anywhere and anyone that you feel has some merit. That's what this is about. And communally, this room has a lot of wisdom and mistakes that they've taken, and it's helpful for me to even hear. So, does anyone else have a kind of crazy story? Yes, sir.
I've had back pain for 30 years, fighting it, and one time in my life I couldn't walk for about a month, so I've had to do that. And starting last December, I started watching it. I've done foundation training, and God students are all posture type things. They all help. It helps a lot.
If you're okay with the mic, if
Oh.
not, no problem.
And so last December I found your stuff and started doing some of your stuff, especially got the Nordic machine. That made a huge difference. But another thing I added to my routine that made a huge difference was using a supplement called MSM, Mother Sam Mother. It's sulfur. The key on that was, for me, was the dosage, taking high dosage. What it does is bring down inflammation. And once you get inflammation, so after 30 years of this nagging, aching pain, it's gone. I mean, I've been shocked. But I also use a cream version of it, MSM and DMSO. So Dog, Mary, Sam, Oscar. That's another great thing to put in. So I've combined that with my routine plus the new exercises I've been doing. My back is so much better. It's nice waking up, not having pain. But I know it's around the corner, so I don't stop on what I'm doing at all. Yeah, so I just wanted to let people know.
Sure. How's your toss? What's that? Here it comes. Over the head. That's like the game. Here we go.
I was sharing this a little earlier, but about 10 years ago, I was introduced to something called ARP wave therapy, which is like direct stim that you usually when you go to physical therapy. And I met this guy through professional athletes using it. I went and stayed at his house for 3 days, and he literally put me in a garbage can full of water and put the electrodes on my feet and shocked me like from my feet to my waist. And we would do like 3 sessions a day. And he would put it on my big toe, and the machine goes like 1 to 100. And like guys like Dwight Freeney would do this before the Super Bowl, and like 100 you could like basically interrogate someone for like terrorism, like you could like torture someone, and he would just rev it up to 100. And after 3 days, like I could sprint in his front yard. I went from like being crippled to being able to play again, but it was just like a Band-Aid. It just fries your nervous system. But you just put these electro pads on wherever it hurt, turn it up to 100, and then just kind of soak it. So that was intense.
Yeah. What a life. Huh? Well, this is an open space, but I don't want to go to jail, so my cosign is not going to anything said on this, but there's definitely better and worse things to try. A supplement that is more just sulfur or something, so here, and then maybe full-on wet electrocution might be something else. But you guys experience your experience. You know, I obviously believe in true foundational root cause healing through movement, holistic healing. However, real life is real life, and sometimes you physically can't live with the pain, or something has you literally deformed. It's interesting to hear. You know, he knows for sure. We were talking about earlier. he knows there's no amount of electrocution that's going to restore health. He understands like you are trying to stop something the body naturally does. In terms of modalities with treatment, I am a fan of some things like infrared or heat and basic stuff that helps the body do what it already does. Heat is helping things move around the way it needs. Infrared's helping healing in the way it goes. Anytime it's an anti, like anti-inflammatories, and you take antis all the time, you have to ask, why am I trying to anti something? Why is it overdoing it in the first place? So treatments, anti-nerve, you're shutting things down and shocking it. It works, but now, like we were talking about, he has trouble identifying what's causing his nerve pain in the workouts. He does any workout and he's like, it can creep up. It's hard to say it was just this, or it was just when I did that. It could be anything. We start off pretty fine-tuned with our body, and then the more you mask it with medicine or treatments, you lose that association and awareness. So now it's like from a fine-tuned instrument to a dull instrument. It's harder to track. It feels more random. So has anyone walking in with a steroid injection in the past week? There's always one. Okay, good. Because I hate hearing that. They're like, I feel great. I'm like, you did reps and everything. You were going crazy. It said, yeah, I can't feel my back. I got an injection yesterday. I'm like, Eddie, find her Instagram. We're going to block her. Because she's about to hurt when that wears off. So I think it's better to feel than not to feel, but only if you can deal with what you feel. That was pretty good, guys. That was poetic. But if you can't deal with it, then you gotta do what you gotta do, And it's interesting to hear what people have tried and what works, and I don't discredit it, Yeah. Anybody else? I gotta eat this burrito. Okay. Oh. Fantastic catch.
Does that work? So I went to a chiropractor who is specialized with cervical spine. Just like he had a little hammer that just like, I don't know what it's called. He believes that everything starts from like this little spot here.
Like vagus nerve or something?
No, like the spine, the upper spine. Yeah,
okay.
The atlas, yeah. So yeah, I mean, he believed that everything in my body, lower back and knees, is just a little thing, like with like a small hammer. Like literally it took 5 seconds.
Wow.
Went there for 2 times. And I was like, okay, can I go back horseback riding? And he was like, no, anything that moves the spine, like biking, horseback riding, even running, be easier.
Living existence.
And same with the chiropractor. He was like, no, anything that would move the spine, like running, horseback riding, biking, try to avoid it, and just forever. And come to me forever too. So yeah, that was like really ridiculous. So I really want to thank you, because your program and Ben Patrick's program have been a huge change in my life. So
I'm grateful. And I don't want you to come to workshops forever. At least 2. 2 would be nice, but just as a supporter. But yeah, that's a tough sell. You're not going to get back to what you want to do forever, and you need this thing forever. It's like, it's not too much better than what I was coming in with when you think about it. So yeah, I've been there. Can be what? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I would just say, as a general rule of thumb, I'm more of y'all than I am a expert practitioner. It's guaranteed. That's why the vibe is the way it is, and I'm eating a burrito. It's just like, because I want to help navigate. It's the mentality of it. There's no short-term solutions to long-term problems. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work that way. Something took a long time to get into it. It's going to take some long time to build insurance against it. You can get a pain-free day soon, but anybody who's selling that like forever you're going to be bad, or forever you need this thing, but you don't get better, it just doesn't, there's not something working there, Or if someone says this is all you ever need and nothing else can work but this thing, I wouldn't even say that. Like, I do believe in training the spine directly. I think that's a major thing. But it could also be some of the other things, some of the other training movements, some of the other schools of thought. So,
I got something. Yeah.
Please.
I mean, I think the big elephant in the room is one that you addressed, is like how how big this can be on like one's mental health, but also how cynical it can make people, and how like it can, like going to I had a back injury about 4 years ago, and all kinds of diagnoses. So like I'll have like upper problems and they'll say, oh, it's like the lower disc, and I'll have like lower problems, they'll say, oh, it's coming from way up there, and it just doesn't make any sense. And then I'll internalize that. I'll do different exercises, and like, you know, one thing will work and then the other thing, it's very paradoxical in a sense. But just when you go to practitioners and you expect to have answers and you're not getting the answers, and they kind of make it seem like it's all in your head, it can kind of manifest more broadly too. And the isolation that comes with it, you know, if you don't have a sense of community that you can talk about things with like this, it could be very difficult for some people. And it was for me for a while. I found, honestly, like nature to be a very healing thing. Like, you know, I was just very like in myself for a while. Then COVID came along and I started going to a lake, playing harmonica to the geese. And, you know, I met somebody and we started doing cleanups together, and it's become this whole beautiful thing. But I know that not everybody has that experience, and that, you know, probably there's more than one person in here that's still very isolated, and that this is a lot for them. But thank you for putting this together, because people don't, it's easier for people to pass each other around a lake, make eye contact, and realize it's like this dehumanizing sort of thing that we have. That's, you know, much bigger, like than just the back problem. It's like the way that we approach all of our existential problems, in a sense. And the back is also like the foundation. So
can't run from it.
Thank you for this.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that.
Just no, one quick question is, do you feel that because people your experience was a little bit more solid?
You can leave it.
And mine was around that time as well. So I'm trying to understand, like, do you think that COVID kind of contributed to increasing the symptoms of your lower back pain?
No. I already had the issue for a long time. I didn't even get COVID. It was just during that time. Like you're saying, the experience of COVID, the world's COVID, or like personal sickness, I got COVID. For sure. If you get any systemic inflammation and you already have the predisposition, like you have issues, maybe not showing pain yet, just know that the day you have pain isn't the day you have issues. It's the day you realize you have issues. And you could have it for a long time. You get inflamed just through a bad fever, COVID, anything, it's going to exacerbate that for sure. Creating back problems through COVID is kind of a big statement, but maybe you had COVID and long COVID symptoms, and then you're training and it was more susceptible to being strained, and then something started that way. But I wouldn't say that one thing probably did it, but it wouldn't make it easier, you know? Yeah. Risa, how are you? I've known you for a while now. How long have you been on this journey?
2 years? 2 years in.
2 years. Look how back pain unites people. We went to the same school, and we didn't even know it at all. And connected later on, and I had like a real tight, close online group with like 100 people. We do Zoom calls all the time, and I'd harass her about her form and all this stuff, and now you made it. But yeah.
And now I can do anything. I can hop, jump, skip without thinking about my back. I went on a family vacation for the past week, lifting the heaviest luggage and not even caring. Not even like thinking, oh, I need to be super perfect with my form. And I didn't even do any BBB like workout or mobility stuff while I was on vacation.
It was first called BBB, Back Breakthrough Blueprint, now it's LBA. Yeah, you told them a secret. They weren't supposed to know about the old BBB.
So,
strategic.
sorry. So, like Brendan was talking about how people, like how back pain can affect you mentally. At the time when I first herniated my disc, actually 3 of them, I was also battling with like digestive issues, and it started like from simple acid reflux into chronic gastritis into like a whole bunch of other different things. And at the time I believed everything that the doctors were saying, used the medications that caused more issues on top of what I was dealing with, and everything started to snowball. And at the time I was in school trying to graduate because I need to hurry up and get a job because I'm an international student, and if you don't get a job as soon as you graduate, you got to go back home. And so I was trying to figure out how to do that, how to stay afloat financially. And I think I was depressed at the time and I didn't know, but like nothing excited me. I didn't even see my life going far. I never even wanted to talk about it with anyone. And after I started this program and I started to get relief, I noticed that my flare-ups would be less intense and they would last shorter time, and I just stuck with it. And I would say at the beginning of this year, I stuck with it throughout. Like I trained every single week, and now I'm hitting PRs in the gym, doing things I never thought possible. And I also started on a journey of holistic healing, like breath work. I think critically about what I put in my body, like my environment, the people I, associate with. And it feels like a full circle moment now because I feel well and I know what it's like to be below rock bottom. And I learned one thing from Brendan way back then was that the body wants to heal and the body's capable of healing if you give it exactly what it needs. And I tell myself that every time. So like if I have a flare up in anything, like even with my stomach, I tell myself if I give my body exactly what it needs, it's going to heal. And yeah, I feel a lot better now. Thank you, Brendan.
All right, I'm 8 weeks into the program, so very new.
Okay.
And 2 to 3 years of dealing with the spinal condition that I've been dealing with more severely. I had a lot of nerve symptoms over the last year and a half that landed me in the hospital. I had what they call movement disorder. Now they're calling it myoclonic jerks, I think is what they said. But I've seen neurosurgeons, I've seen spinal specialists, I've seen PTs, I've seen chiropractors, I've gotten injections. Like my friend over there, I did out of pocket, in pocket, all of the treatments. And I was this was like my last straw before really going to something more extreme. And in the last 8 weeks, I have seen so much more progress and just overall life improvement than I have with any of the other things that I've done. So I am very grateful to you for that. I'd also like to advocate for putting in that thing that we just did with mobility, because what you're talking about right now, I started to feel nerve pain, and the moment I did that mobility stuff, it's gone.
Whoa.
Like I was feeling tingling, burning, coming down the left leg. And then what you just did with mobility.
You don't think it was
It could have been that, but I was still feeling it a little bit.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, pretty wild. So please put that into the LPA program.
Okay.
And anybody else? I'm not going to even try to throw this because I'm going to hit somebody. Yeah.
This is honestly more of a
Kador,
question.
Kadour. It's his name, Kador.
This is,
I'm so happy to hear that, though. That means the world. I'm so happy to hear that.
just kind of curious from your perspective, like what to do for upper back type of pain and kind of how things relate to lower back. And
It's one spine, so it's over a dozen segments and vertebrae stacked, but it is one spine and they all work together. There's people that really study deeply into this phenomenon of the spine curvature, how even like the lordosis, the arching that's supposed to naturally happen in your low back at neutral posture, if that gets excessive, sometimes extra kyphotic upper back rounding happens. So it's this weird thing in the body. If one shoulder moves a millimeter this way, your hip moves 1 millimeter that way. It's always trying to keep some messed up version of equilibrium. And so train the whole spine. What we're going to do right now and some of the upper back stuff and then low back, I mean, you're going to train from shoulders to hips, everything in between. The thing with the upper back now, it's like more directly involving shoulder blades in your shoulders. The same way hips really directly affect low back, shoulders and shoulder blades really directly affect the upper back. If it's stuck and you're trying to do stuff and it's always pulling on that, train the whole spine. Don't skip anything. You could treat it the same approach, squeeze and then stretch, do holds. Don't just yank on stuff endlessly and try all these drills forever. Make sure you're feeling a burn, contraction, circulation twice a week. Look for your sensitivities and then reverse engineer from there. I don't know what triggers you. Do you have anything, your no-goes with your back that you're like, well, that's bad?
Not in particular. I mean, I do have two disc bulges in my thoracic, but I think it's more just like muscle tightness too.
Yeah.
It just comes from, doing too much, honestly.
For sure.
So, I just was curious on your take on upper back as opposed to lower back.
Well, let's roll into it. Let's go into the exercises. Starts with upper back.
Yeah.
Thing on the bench. We're gonna go into the seated good morning iso hold. I might have seen a video I've done before. If you're standing, you're gonna get the group next time, okay? So hands behind the head. We're going to sit and go forward only as far as we can, that we're keeping almost an arch in the back, not just flat, but really squeezing back. No rounding to get lower. And then hold wherever you feel comfortable. The knees are a little bit more open than 90, a little bit wider than a squat. Hands behind the head, or you can go across the shoulders. But see my back position. Super flat, right? Even if it's only up here, that's fine. So I want you to hold that. Some of you guys need to go a tiny bit higher, keep it really strict. Yeah, good. Tiny bit, that's good. And chin up, chin up. That's good, he's solid. Okay, so the next step, stay where you're at. Stay down there. Hold that position. Don't move your body, just drop your arms inside the knees. So from here, we're gonna do a full trap 3 raise. You gotta kind of coordinate the person in front of you, but a Y. You're gonna raise up straight arms from that position, up, and then hold for 3 seconds. And then lower down. Reach up and away, reach your arms as far away from you as you can as you're going up. You guys feel the mid-back start to work here, and then down. Every inch you can get lower and your body's angle, the harder it'll be. And hold up, 3, 2, 1, keep going. Let's do some reps there. Lift up, hold, shoulders down, reach the hands out and lower. Good, feeling it there, lift up, feel it right there. 3, 2, 1, back down, let's do 2 more. Reach out really far with the hands. Not so wide, just a Y, and then back down, 1 more. Really good, reach up. Hold 3 seconds, reach as far out as you can, chin up. And back down. Okay, good. Let's break and then switch. So when I say chin up, it's because a lot of people are looking down, but I don't mean literally put your chin to the ceiling.
I feel it as soon as I lift my chin up, it gets tighter back.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, guys. The shorter benches are harder, I'm not gonna lie. You guys have a harder challenge. Anyone else not good? Feet are shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider, a little more open than 90. This is a deposit you can make anywhere. If you don't have a back extension machine yet, that's fine. Even stacking this every day, you'll get a similar burn. Hands behind the head, subtle lean forward. Only go as deep as you can that your spine position is not lost, that you're as flat as possible. Trying to go stomach to thigh. Yep. Good strictness. Chin up a little bit. Yep. Really good. Just checking everybody out in the most appropriate way. There you go. A little bit higher there. Yep. And the zooms. Yep. A little higher. There you go. Yeah, exactly. And the shoulders, the hands behind the head, it kind of helps you row into a retracted posture. So don't move your body at all. You guys are doing great. Drop the arms between the knees. Now pretend you don't have elbows. They're gone. You just have straight arms. I want you to reach out as far as you can. Reach. A little bit wider than straight out. Yep. And hold for 2 seconds and then back down. Really good. You want to keep them a little closer. Some of us go out to the side without realizing it. Almost up by the ears. A little bit wider than that. Yep. And then back down. Let's keep going. I'm going to kind of correct and fix as we go. Lift up. Yep. That's really what I want to feel there. And you can slightly externally rotate your thumbs to point outwards a little bit. Yeah. Keep flowing on your own. Let's lift up, 3-second hold. Try to come up a little higher. Yeah, right there. That's really good. Going for that squeeze right there. You want to feel right there. Let's all do 2 more reps. Reaching out makes the money. A little too wide over there. Yeah, I know you're trying to avoid the collision. Okay, take a break. Okay, so this is mixing mid-back slowly into the low back. It's connected. You can feel how it is. You might have even felt the low back and some of that stuff on the wall. That's a different variation. That's a little bit of a short squeeze. This, if you were to just train this one, either with a bench leaning forward, like if it were an incline bench. Could you hop up 1 second for me? You obviously can train. This is the standard way. Uh-oh. Did we break something or? Yeah? All right. All right, 45 degrees doesn't really work, but some reason 30 does. So this is a really hard angle. Normally you do 45. This is the protected sort of braced way to train it. Now it's training more low back than just mid back. It's very similar to a back extension iso hold. The guy that was asking earlier about mid back stuff and upper back, you need to get really consistent twice a week there. With the gradual pump, you're gonna feel a like posture reset after doing it. So twice a week is really good with that stuff. The pullover, you can superset that. I like to open up in that direction and then strengthen exactly what keeps it where it should be. So we're now going to move on to the hip stuff. Did everyone get to go on that? This is actually probably even harder because it involves your hip mobility too, and you're feeling your low back have to work to keep you versus the bench supported is just very strict to the mid back. Yeah.
If you're just doing the program, would you add this in, or just stick with if you have access to that?
If you have access to a back extension, I'd say that's probably fine. Yeah, totally. Okay, guys, let's do me a favor. Let's slide these benches off to just by going the hip moving without the pelvis or torso moving. So everything's going to be locked into place. Very still torso. We're going to go around clockwise, slow. This direction for 5 reps. Trying to keep, I'm probably not even being strict enough, trying to keep the torso from moving. As big of a motion as we can get it without cheating. If I'm moving my body to make it happen, there's no point. Slow 5. Once we do 5 that direction, we're going to go the other direction. 5 here. Nice and slow, no starting or stopping point. Okay, then 5 straight to the side. Opening up. Now the 4th one, the last one, is toughest. You start knee up behind you, go to the side, back behind you, that's 1. To the side, behind you, that's 2. That one's super, super, super tough. Try to be strict without any movement. So we're gonna do left leg, all together 5 for those 4 variations, and then we're gonna do the right leg. So let's get one person, one person, one person, one person. Let's see how many of us fit there. Wise, we're going straight out to the side, then lift back around, heel to the ceiling, then bring the knee through together. That's 1. You guys are too close over here. Let's follow you out a little bit. Let's come. The knee is bent at 90 the whole time. Really good. If that's as much range as you feel you can do strict, try to get it up. Yeah, arms super straight, arms straight the whole time. Try not to have any arm bend. You're probably going slightly downhill over here, guys. I see that. Yep. Make sure there's no starting and stopping points. Sometimes we allow them to stick at one point slow and then rush to the other. Yep, 5, and then you're gonna rotate, switch. Still left leg, but the opposite direction. Slower. Is it Emily? Yeah, a little slower. Yeah. Good job, guys. I keep the toes pointed up, dorsiflex, it's up to you. And that one, real circular motion now. Great work. The third one is straight out to the side. Good work. If you're on the third one straight to the side, try to open up both knees. So push the one that's on the ground, push against the ground to help you open up a little more.
Wait, so it's out and then go the other way.
So, yep, you're going circle, other direction, straight to the side. And then that last one's where the knee's up and you go behind you, side, behind you, side. If we all need a reminder in the last one. Yeah. Okay, let's look real quick, guys. Sorry. Throw my feet in the air. So the last one, straight out to the side, like the third one. Reach it behind and back. That's one. Behind and back. That's two. So the knee stays high the whole time. Yep. But the knee stays up, right? The knee stays up the whole time for that last one. Keep the knee high. Yeah, exactly. So for that one, good. The knee doesn't drop. Nice and slow. You guys good over here? Keep the knee bent at 90, not tighter. Yep, and then once you're all done, let's go to the right leg. You doing okay? Yeah. Anyone want me to check something out? Feeling something's off? Right leg. You doing left now?
No, I was doing
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. This is what really matters for you, like we talked about. The strength on this stuff is going to open up the inside. So the stronger you get on this, on the outer glutes, the more the groin is going to allow you to open up. If you stretch your groin and do pancake and butterfly and all this yanking open your legs, but you don't strengthen the outside, it's not going to stick neurologically. You have to strengthen this side. Looking solid. If you're getting a click, a very consistent click or pop at the same place, I want you to stop just short of that and then circle out of it. If it's the same click, click, click at the same spot, cut it right short, come out of it, do the other direction. Just work circles around that. Obviously, that changes your rep count. Nice and slow. I'm seeing some fast movements. Nice and slow. Exaggerate the rotation. Third one straight out to the side. Second one's the opposite direction of the first. Slow it down though. Slow it down, slow it down. Good work. Remember, no movement in the torso. That also means no arching the back. Keep real braced and neutral the whole time. Good work.
Would you add this to a warm-up?
I would call this more than a warm-up. You could do it as a warm-up. If you get slow enough and really exaggerate it, it's going to burn you out. It'd be tough. I'd do 2 sets and call it a workout and do it towards the end. You know, I'll add ankle weights and add a 1-pounder and go just as slow and then progress it over time. But it's not about warm-up. For me, when you think of a warm-up, that's when people just go fast and circle through it. You know.
You get in spots where your muscle feels pretty like
Intense.
cramping.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that like meaning it's strengthen it more?
Yep, it's going to improve. It's going to improve. They call it active insufficiency. Something cramping, it's like it's barely catching on, is overwhelmed. That goes away over time as you train that. But that means you can go higher. If I'm cramping here, that's all I got. And then I fix it and work on it and I can go higher. And that was cramping, then I can go higher. If I could only get here, but now I can get here without the cramping, I'm going to be able to stretch the groin so much more. Obviously, you have to work on the actual pulling, but you can't stretch this if this is cramping this low. You have to be able to do that. So Cramping is a sign, it's a benchmark. You're going to work this again and again and again, and you won't cramp. Really good, guys. Now let's all turn your body so you're facing me. You're going to be in 90-90 position, so the front knee is bent. The back knee is also bent. It's a perfect box in the middle. Both knees are 90 degrees. Make sure your knees and toes are straight leg forward. Yep. You need to be directly in front of the person. So it's the back leg that's working. First round is just rotation. Okay, so just the knee rotating, and we're holding for time. You just felt something? It's already cramped up. So if it's immediately a lot, what I want you to do is, what was your name again? Aaron. Not do what Aaron just did and cramp it out. I want you to turn away from what's going on, go to the elbow, lean away, make it easier. The more you're upright, facing back, the harder it is. So control that wisely. So 30 seconds, just heel up. 30 seconds, knee and heel up. As a reference, this may be hard for a while. Eventually you get better at it and can hold it. You could sit up with no hands. You'll get much stronger to be in that position. Third one is you lean over and you kick straight out. So 30 seconds, just the heel. 30 seconds, knee and the heel. 30 seconds, straight leg kick out. And your body gets straight and long like this. Okay? Yeah, the knee off the ground you should be able to do if you lean down. It'll be much easier here. This makes it harder, upright, okay? So let's get our setup right. You need some space between the front heel and the back knee. Put that foot right here. Yeah, put that back knee back a little bit. Yeah, okay. And if you can slide that back knee back a little bit. Shouldn't collide into each other if we do this right. Okay, guys, let's go on together. Can you move that back knee back a little bit? Yep, make sure you got a good box. You want a box right there. So higher, 3 seconds. You guys are doing great. Off the ground, off the ground. Okay, knee up. Yep. If you're feeling your hip flexor too much, your knee's too high, you gotta bring it back a little bit. Yep. Knee up, a little bit back right there. Yeah, yeah, perfect. As high as you can get it. Yeah, that's an extreme goal if it's not. Look at you. High, high, high. 5 seconds. Oh, you guys are at my challenge. Okay, kick out the leg. Watch the heads now. And now you want to rotate over. Some of us are contorted back facing the ceiling. I want you to be straight body. Turn that heel. You totally rest on the elbow. I prefer that. Because otherwise you're doing a core crunch. I know you're in a tough pickle. Good. Rotate that. No, keep the leg bent. Rotate the toes so the heel's to the ceiling, the toes are to the ground. Other way. Yep, yep. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Phenomenal. Let's switch legs. Again, they really catfished us with this event space. I want you to know they call this 2,000 square feet. This is about 400. I really didn't think it was going to be this tight, so I apologize. Maybe. Second one where it's knee and ankle, you want it level. You don't want to have the ankle higher than the knee. You want the knee and ankle both off the ground level. Okay, let's give it the best we got. First is the rotation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, just the ankle up. As high as you can get it. Really good. Really good. Swap with me, E. Nice. Okay. And lift. Really good work. Nice. Seems like you guys aren't feeling it. Is anyone feeling it? So quiet. Good work. Nice. Keep it going. Make sure the knee's not bending more than 90. Yep. Good work. 5 seconds. Doing great, guys. Fantastic. Okay, we're at the kick out. Kick that leg straight. Go to the elbow. The correct form's the elbow. Make sure your body's long and tall. Make sure you're not crunched forward at the hip. Now roll your bodies towards me. Make sure, yep. Turn your toes down to the ground, heels to the ceiling. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Looking good. Higher, higher. I'm seeing some flashing. Yeah, that's effort. That's what effort looks like. I knew it. I knew it was in you. Okay, done. Good work. Phenomenal. So we did first hip cars, controlled articular rotation, just ball and socket with the tiniest muscles. Movement based is really important. Burns also gets some of the gliding and synovial fluid joint stuff. This is muscle stuff. This is really burning the crap out of it for sure. So both are good entry points. We're now going to go into a loaded stretch. Have you guys seen a pigeon stretch with like a bench and then I sit on it and you've seen things like that? We don't have enough benches, 1. 2, I kind of like this variation anyways, what we're about to do. So we need 3 rows. I believe we can make it happen on the turf. 1, 2, 3, all of us. So we're going to squeeze to stretch. So the normal pigeon position is pretty bent knee. You're almost sitting on the heel. It's a little bit inside on the top of the foot. The back leg straight. This is a pigeon stretch. Now where it becomes a pigeon strength hold is by lifting the back knee off the ground like that. I prefer up on the back toes. A little bit easier is standing like that. You got the choice. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. But 1 minute here, slightly hinge forward, flat back. Remember we did on the boxes that seated good morning? It's the same thing here, super flat back. 1 minute here after you're pumped up like you guys is gonna burn, but it's at length. So the idea is you're pushing your knee into the ground like we did some of those ground mobility, and it's all your weight on that knee, and you're holding yourself up with a little support of the back. So back knee off the ground, 1 minute, get deep into the stretch and hold. So we're gonna do left leg forward, facing this way, on the line. This is more outer glute and all the little glute muscles in there. If you know you have uneven hips left to right, like I had a hip height 2 inches here after disc herniation. Everything was super lopsided. You got to train everything that connects to that. Pelvic bone is here. You got QL muscles and obliques above. We're going to do some for that. Then you got outer glutes. The outer glutes attached to the pelvis. On the other side of the pelvis, QL. So it's a tug of war between glutes and QL, where your pelvis should be sat at laterally, as well as some of the psoas in front. So this stuff really matters when it comes to pelvic balance left to right. I would challenge you guys to try the top. Yeah, not the toes. Top of the shoe, but you can do that too. Okay, let's all give it a try. In 3, 2, 1, let's hold. Some people are really working. Love it. Some people are hiding. If you guys did that fresh, you'd be surprised how much easier it is. It's the fact that you just burned it and pumped it up. It's swelled up. There's not much room for that stretch. That's why I love the squeeze and stretch effect. It's more potent now. The stretch will stick better. Let's do the other leg. This is a pigeon strength hold. I don't know if that's a real term. I think I came up with this. I don't know, but if you Google it, I got a video that'll pop up. So make sure the front heel is a little bit inside. You're not sitting on the heel like that. It's a little bit inside. We all good? Any questions? Let's get into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Challenge is the slight lean forward. You control how much. Yo, E, stay back. Good work. Good. It's a lot on the ankle. Good work, guys. Solid. Solid. Keep the back in a good position. Don't rest into the shoulders. Keep it all real nice, intentional. And you're done. Nice. Solid. Okay. Yeah, we don't need as much. Really intense for some. This is an easy thing to teach with people who have no sensitivity and no back issues whatsoever. So if that was a lot for you and you feel like it was helpful but too much, take the tool, use it appropriately, maybe do 30 seconds, maybe take some hands off. But the goal is to steer you guys away from this thought of, oh, is stretching the thing or no stretching? Even stretching can be strength. You do it loaded. You start to get in positions that are difficult and hold it strong. And that's going to make more changes than any amount of sitting and just pulling on it with zero load. That's bullying a sensitive tissue. It's just going to be tight forever. So let's all stand up now. We're going to go through this lateral test together. Actually, we need a little weight. Squeeze the right glute. And we're going to slide down. Just remember, it's a small motion. The bigger you're moving your body, the less likely you're moving things internally. Pretend you're in a mini hallway that is the width of your body, and you can only move inside that hallway. You can't pop your hip out to the side. The hip shouldn't move at all. Everything from the pelvis down is cemented to the ground. You can't move anything except at the shoulders and spine. Sit on that back leg, squeeze the glute. Keep going. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Yep. More space between the feet. Yep. Good, good, good. Solid. Okay, do another one. Let's take a break. Perfect. Okay. It's getting intense. This is getting more direct to the tightness and the issues we have in the spine. Left to right is exposing. If you feel constant tightness in one way, it may feel like you just need to pull on it, but the foundation to this stuff is the back extension, which we're going to now do. But even before you bend deep with weight, what will come later is to be able to slide down and train it with strength. I would make sure you can tolerate just holding that weight, walking first before you go and pulling on it, opening up. People really hurt themselves jumping too quick with this, but it's a super important element. So if we can all just slide the weights out, bring them back by the benches. That is to the opposite. Now we're taking that a step further. The strength of this is very low. It's a lot of stability, but it's not much weight. When you do something like an iso hold, you could even step out of it and start very low. Me standing here is essentially trap 3 raise height, but it's still holding with all the spinal tissue from the pelvis up to the mid-back. So even this, you could hold for 1 minute and then stop. Do that twice a week. You're making deposits. I use the word deposit on purpose. You're in debt. You have this much of a budget. Do what you can. Slowly that increases and compounding effect applies. You get more tolerance so you can go harder. This is a more normal starting point, a hold here. 2 minutes is the goal. It's not where you start. You're trying to get your body as long as possible, not just up, but out. Squeezing the glutes a pretty straight line as long as we can get our bodies. I've known people in the membership, Risa could tell you, she's talked in the calls with them, 9 months just to build up to 1 minute here, literally. And then now 2 years in, they're at 22 reps, and they know exactly what rep is smart for them to do. That's how fine-tuned people have become with themselves. That's the timeline of progress for some of us. So.
I'm at reps, but I still do holds because I feel like it's much better.
Yeah. And I still do holds to this day. I just do weight. So the strength of your body fully put together as a board is very important. Being able to then do hinge reps keep a flat back and move the hips is also important. That's RDLs, that's deadlifts. The end goal is getting to a decompressed rep where you're upside down. With weight, with assistance, without. Once you're getting inverted like this, your discs start to separate. And you're literally getting like an inversion table effect, decompression. But the reason it's rehabilitative over time is you're building strength to recompress the vertebrae. If you only decompress pulling apart, that's aggravating. That's why you can't hang from a bar, get hung upside down by your ankles forever and think that's going to help. You have to build space and strength. So this opens it, this close the vertebrae back, but with the little muscles we were talking about. 30 goals here is the end goal. Then we have other goals like single leg. You should be able to do 20. The single leg works lateral muscles in the spine, so there's even more to cover. But today we're going to hit 3 main levels. We're going to do iso hold, assisted. If you feel good, you can try without. Then we're going to do hinge reps. You can even assist all your weight onto the hands and just do push-ups. Hands behind head is a little tougher, but flat back. Then the third level we're going to do is rounded reps to any degree you feel safe. It could be down here, even if it's just for the mental side. So it's really up to you as a person what feels smart. If you do holds and you're like, that's a lot, just do holds. Don't even do the other ones.
Just to make sure the form, you round your back and you round all of your spine when you go all the way down, right?
Eventually, it's... There's no right or wrong with this. It's a good question. It's whatever you can tolerate. You could go down like this to the very end and then slightly round and then come up like that. You could start like a cat-cow and really round and then arch out of it. You could do a lot of stuff, but knowing your tolerance. For most of us, it's smart. If you're gonna do rounded reps, you go like this. See what it's like just to slightly break the board of your back and have it be bending like bamboo and then coming back. The neck moving, the rounding, the arching, like that's a mastery over time of each position of your spine that you don't want to do today unless you've built it. So let's all get in. We got groups of 2, right? Are we all paired up on a machine? Is this going to work out right? So how high should the pad be is a question. For holds, there's no such thing as too high of a pad. You can have it all the way up to the chest. You could have it to the hips. You could have it to the pelvis. You could have it to the stomach. That controls how much weight you're holding. When it's time for reps, you really want it at or below, could I use this real quick? At or below the hip crease. If the pad's at the right spot, you'll be able to freely go down all the way with no restriction. If the pad is too high, you're going to try to go up. Uh-oh, some of these need a little screw. If you try to go down the pads too high, it might block you, and then you just end up rounding a little bit off of it. So for the holds, keep it high. Keep it where it's at for most of you guys. This one might be super jammed.
How hard should you squeeze in your
The glutes. Yeah, glute squeeze.
Like, how intense should that contraction be?
I think for squeezing your glutes, you should be engaging your glutes. Don't go yet. Your glutes are going to be working with the low back. So it should be contracted, but not extreme like you're trying to avoid the low back helping. Use it some. Over time, you'll get better at sharing that effort.
Is this the right?
That's pretty good. Totally. That's good. Are you trying to move it up or lower?
Yeah, it doesn't move at all.
Yeah, some of these got stuck through it in the van. Higher or lower?
Lower.
Let's all hold on. Use your arms, not go down yet. Take a whole lot of weight off. Chill out. I don't want us to be anxious through this. We're only getting so many sets. 1 to 2, 3 sets. Like that's it, and we're going to be done for the day, so I want you to be really intentional with it. We're doing holds together. You can drop out at any point. If you have back pain, you probably should not be going yet. You know, let's not rush. We're going to do the holds together. You can stop at 5 seconds, 10, 15, whatever. Really don't focus on what's going on around you and me yelling. Think about what does it feel like. contraction happening? Or is it going to be a spasm? Use some hands. Does it feel ambiguous, kind of good, not sure? That might be okay. Focus on getting down to the position. I'm going to get out the way. And long, controlled breathing throughout. Okay, I'm going to go for 1 minute. You can stop at any time. Try to get as long as you can with your body. All right, we're going down. 3, 2, 1, go. You back up, buddy. Good. Feel free to use the handles as you need. If you want an extra challenge, hands behind head is tougher, but not all of us need it. Squeeze the glutes. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes and try to get as long with the body as possible. Good. Good work. 30 seconds. He said he was nervous to do it, and he's chatting it up. Look at that, he forgot to be scared. He's doing it. Solid, guys, we're at 45. It's up to you how long you go. You could drop out. It's better to err on the side of caution. Good breaths. Just keep it calm, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and up. Good job, nice. Great. This is a really interesting phenomenon, right? So when people go down on it, they want to hang out at the bottom and do a little tail wag, and just get things opening up. It's okay. That inclination of realizing, I need that relief of decompression, that's a good sign from your body. Now, how do you take the clue of relief and then make it a route towards progress? If you can build to where you can go down there, see how you helped yourself back up? Not that you couldn't go up, but it's smarter to. If you could get down, relieving every rep, I literally relax, and then I unrelax and come back, and then I go down, I can relax, and then unrelax, like that disengagement to re-engagement of all the little muscles, that's real control and strength that we got to get back. You could probably all do it today, but it's, again, how are you going to feel about me tomorrow? That's what we're working up to. So, group 2, do we have another round? The concept is tissue tolerance. You may have the strength to do 2 minutes, but your tissue tolerance, what your tissue can tolerate without pain, is 30 seconds. You got to do 30 seconds.
Bending forward is like,
What's that?
I think it's bending forward is like, if I'm sitting, it will like send me into oblivion.
Yeah.
But like I can static hold like, okay, especially
That's
if
great.
I engage, so it's like building towards bending forward, just repeating that static hold.
Yeah, static builds to bending. Static is extension strength in a neutral position. That's going to give you more leeway to then stretch. It's the same squeeze and stretch of everything. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. It's going to be more tolerant to being able to pull open. But if it's not good stretching today, there's no amount of stretching that makes it okay. You need to squeeze it. Circulation, contraction. It's called evidence. You start to basically give it more internal protection to handle range. So there's, again, it takes 9 months for some people, sometimes 6 weeks. There's no telling. Sometimes it's something this big that's just not ready yet, and it keeps you there for many months, and then that heals, and boom, you're ready for reps. So everyone's timeline's different. We're gonna go 1 minute on the holds. Ready? You can use the handles for help. Arms across shoulder easy. 3, 2, 1, go. Hands behind head is the hardest. It's up to you. Squeeze the glutes a little bit and get long. Yep. That's really good. Chin down a little bit. And when I say down, I just mean neutral. Head tall and nice. Pretend there's a string on your head pulling you out. That's really good. That's really good. Remember the rib flare thing. Try to keep the ribs down too. And deep breaths. Squeeze the glutes a little higher over there. Yep. Nice and long. You guys are doing great. You can hop out at any time. You can hop back in at any time. It's really good. Keep breathing, keep it calm. See you, bro.
Take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you, you as well. And we're good. Good work. That's a real deposit. Fantastic. Any questions? Any concerns? Any elations? Yes. Gotcha next. That's okay. That's the name of the game in the beginning for sure. Pad height matters. If you feel a lot of hamstring, maybe the pad's a little too low. But also, your back doesn't want to engage that hard on this when you've been really inhibited and just shut down. Sometimes the hamstrings are working 80% and your back is like 20%. Over time, it gets more balanced from glute, low back, hamstring. So that's a normal experience. Yeah.
For like people have one-sided issues,
Mm-hmm.
how would you parse out to do one-sided?
Yeah. If you
feel like your left glute or your right glute just doesn't work.
Right. So there's little tweaks you can do. I know you had a question too.
Basically, the same thing as the hamstring.
Got it.
That usually is my failure point. It's not my back.
How long you been at it?
Probably 2 weeks.
Play the long game. All right. Yeah, that's it. It's time. So if you're feeling only your right back, even 2 arms, 2 legs, everything's neutral, one cheat you can do is where a hand goes up. If you want to feel your left back more, because the right side's dominating, put your right hand the opposite side of the back you want to feel more. Instantly, you're going to feel the left back more. There's a sling of fascia that works diagonally across the body. By raising this up, it contracts this harder. If you wanted a more extreme version, you would go single leg of the side you want to feel, then the arm of the opposite, and man, it's like 80% left back. That's something I felt a lot. It's only my left side working, or the left glute. Now keep in mind, it could also be tightness. Maybe your right hip is way tighter than the left, and because of that, you can't squeeze as hard on that side yet. So, yep.
Would you do that if you had that imbalance? Would you do that more often than with both legs?
I call single leg a progression to the 2 leg just because it adds a tipping element, but you could for sure do that, yeah, instead. Yeah.
I've been able to do this with like weight reps, but I did it through PT and not through your program. And I've noticed like a flare up from it. Where should I start?
How long were you doing that?
Probably like a year.
You did a whole year?
Like a year of like PT and like starting with back extension and adding weight.
Wow. And when did you start getting flare-ups?
Honestly, I get more back pain from like movement or sitting or like lying down.
Okay. Well, I did this machine for a long time too, before I even had a back injury, but I did it, I called it a hip extension. I held a weight here and I went like this. And like this at no point is testing anything. I could do 50 reps. And so while we're doing hinge reps, that's just to get you further to what I was saying, intentional, slow. There's a difference between doing 50 push-ups and doing 50 push-ups. There's a big difference of doing 30 back extension reps and then 30 back extension reps. So you should start with the holds because no one's too good for holds. Like you build there's a unique strength you get from keeping everything from breaking that I think you should always keep. So work through it again. Work 6 weeks holds, 6 weeks single leg holds, 6 weeks reps, 6 weeks single leg reps. Hit everything slowly. Okay, are we ready for the next part? First group. Remember, it's the hinge reps. We may need to adjust the pad low enough. I got you. A little high. Okay, you could test out one like halfway down just with assistance. I'll move this down one. Okay, got it. There you go. Okay, anyone need help moving it? They're good. So with this one, I don't care how low you get. This is about flat back still. This is hinging with the flat back, getting a stretch to the hamstrings. Hands here, actually hands behind head would be great if you're not using the handles. If you're using the handles, that's fine. Just keep the really flat back here. Okay, let's lower down together. On 3, 2, 1, lower. 3, 2, 1, go till you get a little stretch and come back up. If you can't go far at all, it's because the pad's too high. Remember guys, pause, take a handle break. We're not doing full reps. So we're doing, sorry if I didn't show this again. We're doing hinge reps, which is only going to be as low as you can go with a flat back, stretch to the hamstrings. The difference from that to this is huge. So it's only low, stretch hamstring, flat back, like that seated good morning, and come back, okay? It doesn't matter if it's not very far. Be very strict on it. Good, 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 good. And there. Yeah. Exactly. It can be a very small movement. That's good. Use handles too if you need. This is a test more than it is training for some of us. That's a pretty high pad for you over here, my friend. You want to move it down one real quick? I think that would help you out. No more than 15 reps. Anytime, 5 reps is fine, 10 reps is fine. These are half reps, not down very far at all. Still get your body long though. Okay, great work. How's everyone feeling with this? Starting to test a little bit more. I see the faces. Maybe silent, but I can see the faces. There's some nerves coming in, there's some pain coming in. What is it? How are you feeling?
Sometimes you get a little like tingling in the back.
Okay.
What do you think?
It's okay. I mean, this is the reality of it. It's not going to be perfect today just because you're doing it with low back ability. It's like, this should feel good today. It's like, this is the test of where you're at. You might just need only holds, or maybe that's a doable amount. Tomorrow,
Sign to stop or just...
Tomorrow's going to be a real say of that. That could be fine. You judge by how you feel, and then tomorrow if it lingers, then yeah, that was a lot. Group 2, okay? Hinge reps. You guys are doing great. This is really what it's like. It's boring. It's very high focus. It's worrisome. It's meticulous. You become a master of it, then you just go week by week by week, and it changes your body. That's a perfect rep. You want to do one more like that so we can all stare at you? His body's nice and long. He's never done a slower rep in his life. He's making sure that's perfect. There you go. Break. Good work. Okay. That's the goal. Hinging. Body still long at the hips. That's a really high pad. I'll try that one.
This one?
Yeah, for this one. Okay. Are we all ready? Let's lower down together, guys, okay? 3 seconds on the way down. 3, 2, 1, lower. 3, 2, 1, pause, and back up. Go for the gentle pull on the hamstrings. Go back down. 3, 2, 1, hold, and then back up. 1 second. One more like that. Lower down. 3, 2, 1. Go for that stretch. Find a place to hold and back up. So you're free to go on your own. You can stop at any time. 10 is a great goal. Not mandatory. No more than 15. What was that? Yeah.
Keep your back straight. Should your core be
Yeah,
engaged?
core slightly engaged, enough to keep a good breath for this variation.
Okay.
We're gonna do one where you're not though.
Okay.
There's a variation where you don't stay engaged. That's okay. On this one, we are staying engaged. Slightly in the core. Remember at the top, you're not going up, you're going out. Yeah, really good over there. That's nice.
Should we come up the same speed we go down?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tempting to fly up. It's good. How's everyone feeling, okay? Feeling all right? That was group 1 or group 2? That was group 2, right? Okay, man. Solid. So the distinction now, this is not where I'd normally have people start at all. This is a teaching day. But the full reps, you don't keep the core engaged. You let it relax. You let yourself lower. And it starts to open up in the vertebrae. Small difference visually, but very difference internally what's going on. This is risky business for those who have active injuries. So if you're coming off of anything in the past few weeks, use your hands. Go down a little bit. See what the internal reaction is in your mind and body. If you feel good going lower, cool. If you haven't been doing reps, I just can't safely say you should, honestly. But if you've been doing it, goal is elbows to the ground. That's the decompressed rep. That's how you're opening it up. Okay? Anyone that feels free, you don't have to. You can do another set of holds. please know where you should be applying your work. Yep.
Like I said, I asked that before, but I just did 14 reps, feel pretty comfortable. What are your thoughts?
That's great. You could try like a couple just to feel it, but I wouldn't do a whole set of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out show ways.
Like, when I lock my muscles, I feel like a little safer because I like prevent things kind of from slipping. It's when I go loose that I almost like.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loose is gained through the training. Yeah, don't. Use handles. See what a little bit of rounding is like. Don't dive in too crazy. You all right?
Yeah, I have this. I'm doing this. I'm sorry, so
No, I don't have that in there anymore. No. Not off the machine. You can later, but that's way intense. I'll be back to talk about that though. You guys are doing good. You're doing good. Remember, you don't have to go all the way down. You can go halfway. Just the game is seeing what it's like to round the back a little bit. Please be smart. Please be safe. Doing good? All right. Yeah. What's that?
would you mind watching?
Of course. So with this one, I normally go hands across shoulders. So with the decompress reps, these I don't go hand behind head. This actually helps enforce the opening up. That's great. So if you're gonna go all the way down, do it again, and then at the bottom, reach the elbows to the ground. So not towards the machine, but let it just open up. So since the shoulders start open up, it helps the spine open up. And you can come up whichever way you feel safe. You can, that's an intense one. If you're just starting it, I would probably go up more flat. But that is more of a pure spinal strength to curl back up. Advanced, I would call it. You doing all right? Yeah. Solid, bro. Good work. Everyone feeling okay? It's not pretty, it's not sexy, it's just like the truth of, it's deposits, weekly. You hear people's stories and it's like they're on week 70, 90, what was it, 2023 when you started? Week 100, and you were doing reps now and it was smart, so you just gotta, it's like watering a seed. The seed is, you got a plant that's this big. How much water can you put on it before it dies? You can put 2 droplets. As you do that, the plant grows bigger, the roots go deeper, you can afford to water it more. The water is the stimulus. You can overwater something. You can kill it. Some of us are getting in and even more down. I'm worried about y'all. Just be smart, because there's no telling what's gonna happen. I think you're good though. I'm not putting fear in you. But it's such a longer game than people want to buy in for. It's not magic. It's not secrets. It's just really straightforward over time. It gets tricky when you're like, oh, this is numb when that happens. Well, if I got this broken thing and I do that. Like, there's all these complications and curveballs of our independent bodies. But you can say something?
I think in one of your videos you said usually that until we have done weighted hinges. Is that, can you talk a little bit more about like what
Yeah.
looks like?
It's a concept, because I said I wouldn't trust your low back during deadlifts until you can do half body weight for 10 or something, which is like, for me, 90 pounds, 25. But before that, you should be able to do a quarter of your weight, which is a 45, if I held a 45-pound plate, then you can start in front of you. The idea was strength progressions, the same way we're like, you ever seen, you shouldn't do, if you can't do pull-ups, do TRX rows. If you can't do TRX rows, then do this, that kind of thing. If I were trying to deadlift, and most people don't do anything less than 135, but I couldn't handle like this for 20 without an issue. I think the pad's a little high for me. This kind of protection is only low back. There's not a lot of form to it. There's not a lot of ways to cheat it. But you can't achieve this without testing your low back and its strength. But something like a deadlift, I would show you that I could do 20, but I think you guys trust I could do 20. A deadlift, there's a lot of ways to cheat and make it seem like you can be strong enough for it where you really can't. So the concept of standards to get back to squatting or deadlifting, there's no real rules. If I ever said there was, it's trying to wake up the former me that was just trying to jump right back to the same 135, 185. Blah. So anything that's a hinge, the squat involves the hinge with weight, deadlift is a hinge with weight. All of that has multiple joints, compound, form. This is really just pure back assurance. You want insurance that I know it can handle it. So if you're unfamiliar, the program standards are 2 leg holds, 2 minutes here, no problem. You can do it on your worst day. You could do it when you're sick. You can do it twice a week. Level 2 is single leg hold, 1 minute. Take a minute rest, 1 minute. Slightly different muscles that are engaged diagonally in the spine. Standard 3 is 30 reps, 2 legs. The level 4 is 20 reps, left leg. Then you would switch, 20 reps, right leg. Then you'd switch. Well, you already did. 5th level is now going to those weighted ones I said. Quarter of your body weight for 20. If you weigh 140 pounds, that's a 35-pound plate, so forth. And once you're getting to that, then you're pretty safe. You're like, okay, I can go from, we're talking about the transition from goblet squats to barbell squats, or from kettlebell deadlifts to actual deadlifts. And so I wouldn't take the risk. I really wouldn't feel safe doing it otherwise, but it's arbitrary standards. These are all just general concepts. So any other questions? I could tell y'all to do more on that, but it just wouldn't be that smart. Really do the math on yourself. Where are you today? How long have you been investing in this? Give yourself a year. Plan 12 months in reverse. And that's an aggressive timeline. Make this the last time you ever have to fix your back. Because it's the last time, do it right. And there's no need to rush it. And please know that setbacks in this are truly part of it. That's collecting feedback and data. You gotta know where too much is, and it happens to all of us. There's no way around it. So we have one last little squat challenge for anyone that wants to. If anyone still feels, that's 1 and then up. Whatever range good for you. Down, back up. Wow, the pops are happening. That's good, that's good. That's 3, whatever depth is good for you. That's 4. Down, up, that's 5, down, up, that's 6. It's okay if you're at your own tempo. Down, up, that's 7. Hands out in front, help you stay tall. Try to be as upright as possible. See you, man. Down is 9. Last one, you're gonna go down and then up. So now we're gonna go down and stay low. From the bottom, halfway up, and then down. That's 1, 2, 3, stay low the whole time. Hands in front, nice and tall. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up. Take a little breath. Woo! 10 full reps. Let's go. 1, 2, yeah. That's what I mean. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're gonna go down and stay low. And up, halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look up. 6, 7, 8, there you go. 9, what cut cloth are we made of now? 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Now sit at the bottom. Try to sit at the bottom. Try to stay nice and tall. Nice and tall.
You are the most sadistic person.
Man, it's just an experience. It's just an experience. Once you overcome what you guys are overcoming with this bag journey, you'll be able to do this, teach classes, and just be calm. 10 seconds.
Reminds me of a leg extension. Feel that right in the quads.
3, 2, 1. Good work. Solid. We didn't even get into the tissue tolerance of the knee talk, so that was a lot for some of us too. I mean, it depends on your knees. But the idea is just taking the back out of a squat as much as you can. The heel elevation lets you still train legs. The back is pretty much standing. It's working a little bit. But we didn't touch weight, and we're burning out the legs, and now they're shaking. So there's still ways to hit stuff, semi-safe, other than just trying to do the same old stuff we were doing when we're not ready for it. So, yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. This is the first time we've done a tour like this. Seeing a new gym every single time, not knowing what we're walking into. And it happens like this. Held you guys hour and 45. I now owe you guys money. So, oops. I really do appreciate it. I'll be here. We're gonna be cleaning up. Yeah, I'm sure I can answer some quick questions. We all head out at our own pace. Eddie's got some interviews set up. If you want to chit chat for a little bit, he's got a 4 or 5 question interview. You know that, like, stay on the line if you'd like to leave us a review. I'm a little afraid what might be said. Today's performance was lackluster. I'm not gonna lie, we're tired, but I really mean it. I came from this stuff, maybe not in the same way you guys have, in longer journeys. I don't know what it's like for all of you, but I know enough to know, like, this stuff sucks and it can wreck you. I don't have all the answers. You have enough wisdom and enough strength to find everything you need, though. I promise you that. I've seen the impossible cases where I talk to them twice a week, always on the phone. They do everything I say and it's still not working, and then enough time, little tweaks, a little breakthrough gives them a different exercise to train, then they get to go a little harder, and all of a sudden that thing that was held on forever, let go, they're flooding crying on Zoom. Dozens and dozens and dozens of times I've seen it. I'm not saying I have a 100% success rate, but if you never quit, you never failed, you know? I mean, that's part of it, but yeah, I really believe in you guys, and if this is a really big thing in your life, just never consider giving up, and whatever that means to you. Even if giving up is just, all right, operate on me endless times. Fuse it, inject it to no end. Giving up can mean a lot of different things. It's not an option. Like, your back is it. That's the last stronghold of your body. If you give up on your back, forget having a body, that's good. There's just no future for any of it. It's going to be wrecked. And I've seen people in their 70s turn it around, and none of us are there. So I appreciate y'all sincerely. Apologize for taking up your whole night. Please, thank you, man. Feel proud of yourself. You guys did incredible work, and I want to hear from you guys. Shoot me a message. Let me know you were here. I'll flag the message. I'll make sure I always know you guys were at a tour. You can check in with me whenever. I'm bad at responding to my friends and my mom, so, like, keep in mind, but I will. It just takes time, please. But yeah, a lot of love for you guys, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you for coming. Thank y'all.
1, 2, 3.
Play the long game. More.
The pigeon one.
Yeah.
When I was doing it on my right side, the problem is this side.
Thank
Every
you, man.
time.
Appreciate it. See you, bro.
Every time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Every time I was twisting, there was something like a muscle flipping, like curving over something. Whereas the left side was fine.
Kind of groove.
Is that like a...
Wow, you want to go more gentle then? Yeah, I mean, you could have something that's creasing over a groove, like it's
like a rubber band going over something. And just...
Yeah, might be IT band, it might be something nearby. Don't push through that too much. You know, if it doesn't hurt, that's a good thing. If it doesn't get irritated after doing a few sets, that's a good thing. But those sort of things, you might want to do a less intense version. Sit on the bench, you know, that incline bench where you put your leg in, do that. But strengthening at least, keep doing that. If nothing else, just keep strengthening it, you know. Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Hello. Pick on-
You have a place in New York that you do like classes or?
We've done more classes in New York than anywhere else, but it's not like a weekly thing. It's
Okay,
pretty
just one-off.
seasonal, like every few months or so.
Okay.
Are you in New York?
No, I'm in DC, but I'm actually going to be moving to New York.
Oh
so
yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Would, like
Please
to
come.
to the next one. Is it just all
Please.
online?
Yeah, you'll see it there
Okay.
too.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much for
It's
coming.
definitely been helpful for me.
Thank you. I'm glad. I hope it helps.
Take care.
See ya. See ya. Good to see ya. Thanks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Back extension. I've been working at this before I found you.
Dope.
I can do reps. I've worked up from, I started like 3 up to like 20 now.
Okay.
If I go all the way down, release, come back up, like next day feel pretty good. If I try and do a hold, like I will have a bad next several days. It's like, I can just, if I just imagine.
During hold, you said?
Yeah, just imagining myself in the hold. It's like my back wants to tighten up.
Yeah.
It just.
Yeah, it shows. So normally I teach it that holds come before reps, and 90% of the case, like that's always a safe thing. But some people are more extension intolerant, and you might need to go like, so there's holds like locked out long, but then there's holds semi-soft, and you're like not Superman engaged up high. You're just holding yourself a little more relaxed. You might want to do that. Some people can't handle going down and opening up that way. Some people can. They can't handle everything creased up together, tense. So that sounds like you're in that school of people. So you can keep working reps and slowly, gently add in holds too, but maybe
Slightly gotten better. Like if I support my weight some and I like really engage
Yeah.
the glutes, I can keep the back from like going crazy.
what if you put the pad really high? Have you done that? Try it like here, and trap 3 race still works that. But that could be facet joints if you're familiar, and the back side, like there's certain joints that get irritated going backwards. And I don't know if you did a lot of cobras or prone press ups ever in your life when you're on the ground like this. If you used to do a ton of this and now you're sensitive to doing iso holds, I've seen that a lot. It's the same thing, decompression. Someone hangs every day, it starts to actually wear out the ligaments that are supposed to hold it together. So here you can irritate joints. It's like constantly cracking knuckles or something but not strengthening your fingers. This back up press hold overdone, sometimes that leads to people like having that issue with the holds, but either way, that's not too.
I've had this back pain for over 20 years now. I don't even know when it started. So
Okay.
it's just always been like this.
Yeah. How long you been doing the reps and the back extension?
It's got to be over a year now.
Okay.
It took a lot to get it from like 3 reps to like 8.
Do you feel like
that was months.
so you would call that progress though? Like you
That's huge progress.
yeah, you're on the path. That's huge. I saw you doing them today. So yeah. Now holds might take another year, but it's like you're changing the trajectory. There's no way that if you do that year after year and then you get both of them and you get stronger after 2 years that you're not going to feel better in life. There's no way. You know? So
This hasn't even been the only thing I've been focused on. I had like a labral tear, which led to like this chronic pain, like
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing that made it better was dry needling.
Okay. Wow.
But that finally is like cleared up.
Good. Yeah, man. I think you're going to be able to do even more now.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Hit the back stuff 100% now.
yeah, I'm happy you're on the path, but I mean, I've seen that before about the holds being tougher. Yeah, it's just it's
I
not.
feel better. It's not just me.
No, that actually will still come. I've seen people do reps and then get to hold after, so it's not that it's not crazy. Yeah, man.
All right.
Thank you for coming. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Hey, God.
Question about one of the exercises we did, like lift up tonight and do this.
Yeah, hip flexor kick out.
Actually, exactly. And both of us have this issue that we have this crunching sensation, which I heard has something to do with the tendons.
Maybe, yeah.
Like flipping.
Yeah, right. And it grooves over.
It makes a knock sound.
Yeah.
Did you try? So you can try turning or out, and sometimes that rotation can change whether or not it's going to rub over. Obviously, that's excessive, the karate kick, but even just a little turn, the toes will turn the whole hip. You could do it here, start lower. If that's still a problem, then you may not want that exercise. I wouldn't overdo that. But you could even grab like a band or a cable, and do a single leg, keep your back flat, a single leg lift. The cable's pulling that way, and you're pulling it towards you with light weight. It's not the kick out, but
I've noticed
Okay.
When I lie down.
Throw that one up. Maybe the turn there too, but when does it click for you? When you lift or when you kick out on this
When
one?
I lift.
Oh, okay. Well, no matter what you do, like you just lift.
If I don't get it as high, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's
So
just
how
like
high can you do it?
Around 45 degrees it starts to lift.
So you could lift to here
Yeah,
and kick out?
That is fine.
Wow. I would keep working that for sure. You need to get any kind of burning and work here. That clicking for me, I used to have it all the time. Any amount that you can get to the muscle is going to help that over time. So, and even the outer hip stuff, when we were on the ground and we did the 30 seconds, that stuff strengthening helped with that for me, you know. Yeah, it's an interesting burn for sure. Yeah. So you guys both have that click that happens. I had it too.
For years now, I remember almost having it for 10 years now. So, and it's so uncomfortable. That's why I don't do any exercises where I know I have that flinch.
Yeah, work within where it doesn't, you know, stay low. Then see, can you lift up a little? You could even be here, kick out and lift a little bit. You don't have to do this thing, up, kick out. You could just kick out and hold there, see where you can do it. So, yeah. Where are you guys coming from, DC?
From Germany, but we're living in DC now.
Wonderful.
For 3 months, and when I saw that you were touring, I was like, let's get that up.
Convenient.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. So you guys knew about me there in Germany?
Yes,
Okay. Beautiful. I'm glad you guys came.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
You guys both had back issues?
Mainly me. He's for. He sometimes have it. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So he's mentally supporting me too.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's special. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, so much.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. It's good seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. If you guys need anything, well, yeah, hang out as needed. Hey, man.
I just want to say thank you for putting this together.
Thanks, bro.
It's been like a little bit of a flare up this week, so like didn't get to go super hard, but
it's okay.
Informative.
I hope some of the details lit up something in you. Like, okay, I never knew that about that, or anything of my 1,000 rambles kind of broke through, you know.
It's hard to remember everything.
That's true. That's true. I hope the theme of it takes away for you. But yeah, this was longer than it was supposed to be. But yeah, man, how are you doing overall?
Good. I herniated disc back in January. Started this in March or April, and I'm able to do like some reps on back extension. Like this, the only program that's actually helped. I tried a bunch of random shit I found on Instagram. Most of it didn't work, but I'm able to move again, slightly go to the gym. Problem is I felt too good and then went a little too hard.
Yeah, that's why I like setting goals for this stuff, because when you feel good, you just take it a little further on this. So by the time you really master the weighted back extensions, then you're for sure good to go hit some hard lunges or squats and stuff. But like bodyweight back extensions to back squat is a massive jump, or whatever it is you're doing, you know.
Definitely got to be a little more patient.
Yeah, man, we'll just pick new goals that excite you. Like, you know, it's a new journey, so get excited in a different way, and that stuff will come back. You build new strength, and like, I went multiple years not squatting heavy, and I still got squat PRs because I trained other stuff so hard, and I was like, oh wow, it carries over. So yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, bro.
How you doing?
Hey,
Charlie.
how are you? Charlie, it's good to meet you, bro.
So I played basketball, and what happened was like I hyperextended my left leg. Ever since then, all you hear is cracking noise, crack, and then next thing you know, like 6 months later, I've been having lower back pain on my left side. And then now I'm just like, all right, now my ankle's cracking too. So it goes from my ankle to my knee, now to my lower left back. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. You know, I've been following you for about a year now. I'm not like in your program, but I just wanted to know like, do you have any advice for the hyperextension?
How'd you feel during that ground mobility stuff you're doing, sitting on the feet?
I feel like more of like a burning sensation on my left knee than my right.
Okay.
But it's not pain. It's not sharp pain. It's a burning sensation. I don't know if it's a good sign if I'm working out the tendons or the muscles around my knee joints, or it.
You felt okay on the ankle though, and
It
the
felt
feet?
okay on the ankle, yeah. But it's just
Okay.
like, it's predominantly just like my left knee.
Internally or the back or what?
The back, yeah, back, a little bit of side, but mainly like the back part.
You ever get floss bands? You know what those are?
Floss bands, what is that?
It's like long rubber bands. Wrap it around the joint.
Oh no, I don't have
I want you to mentally write that down in your brain. Floss bands. You'll look it up. Knee floss band. You'll see videos by Knees Over Toes guy. I think I put some videos out on it. But you want to pin down all the ligaments and everything in the knee, and then you'll work through similar to what we just did. Everything super pinned down. I see how he fell. I almost just went. Super pinned down, and then you do a deep bend with everything hugging tight. It's breaking up scar tissue in there as you bend. Because when you did that, you likely strained your PCL, maybe your LCL. Like ligaments probably got it totally, because then it got a little scar tissue, got extra tight. So when the ligament strains, either it stays too loose, maybe scar tissue tightened, and now the normal groove for it to glide isn't there, and it's grooving wrong and cracking and weird shit. So you need to pin it down. Those floss bands go around and around and around, above, below the knee. Then it's all hugged tight. When you bend it, it's squeezing everything around and is working on the scar tissue. Burn it out. Do 20, 30 reps of squats.
Add weights.
You can. It's just more, say body weight and do the pulse like we were doing here, just real deep. Grind it out. I used to get so much popping and shit after my surgery, and that deep knee bend's important.
Like are you talking about like the resistance bands, like the one you put against like that, and you just...
It's a long one. It's a long, thin one. Just voodoo floss band. Yeah. If I had my phone, I would show you. But they're this long. They usually come in a pack of 2 on Amazon, $10. A heavy resistance light one. Just search knee floss band. I guarantee you to pop up. Then you also want to definitely train ham curl and stuff behind the knee for sure. I don't know if you're doing that consistently.
Okay.
But if you do back extension, it's going to hyperextend that same knee.
I feel it.
Of course. It's sensitive. I had the same. I had to take a break for 6 months and really strengthen back there.
So do the inclines, wrap it around.
Yep, tight wrap, above and below. Everything pinned down except the kneecap, and down by the calf, up by the thigh. And then flex the other side, get this really strong squeezing. That's how you're gonna rebuild everything back here. You probably wanna build up your Nordics too. You know what Nordics are?
I don't.
Huh? Don't put me to that test. I haven't done one in like 2 years. I don't know. The Nordic is where you lower down. Yeah, like this. The back of your knee builds up strength every time you lower like that.
Slowly go down, gradually go down, and then you push yourself back up.
Yeah, you could work the way up. I never did. I mean, I can. I don't really care as much for it. But you could even do down here at a lower angle. It's easier right here. It's prying the knee apart, but I would still do ham curl. Like you can overdo this a lot, but it's you should start with the machine and just squeeze it really hard and slowly do that.
Okay.
But yeah, man.
Hey man, have a good night, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, bro. How are you feeling, man? I saw you had a fall.
No, yeah,
I just slipped on it too. It's all good.
But this is, I'm realizing a lot of my pain up here, I think it's like strictly my hips. And it's interesting, like all the stuff.
Is your what?
It's my hips.
Yeah.
Like hips.
Oh, your hips were bad, bro.
It's really bad.
I saw it.
It's been bad like my whole life. The best thing that helped it was when I used to play was yoga. And I got to get back to doing more of that.
A lot of the yoga, I'm not saying it's bad, is like all of your body stretching together. When you do that, the parts that are the tightest aren't likely to open up. So let's say I have really tight hamstrings, and I've seen people do this. They do yoga. If they're trying to go further, their low back rounds more, not their hamstrings, because the hamstrings are so tight. And so you want to make sure you're doing certain loaded stretching that's like so strict that you can't cheat it. Your groin, you could like just yank on it here. You're probably going to feel your ligaments and stuff because your groin's so tight. I saw it. You want to be spending time sitting and like a lot of time sitting and stuff like this. Perfect posture, knees up and out. Yoga's good, but I can see that you're gonna do stuff like all these like rounded things that aren't going to truly get to how tight your hips are. So keep strengthening it, that stuff. Sitting in a squat's important. That butterfly one, you ever seen that back against the wall with the dumbbells?
Yeah, and you put them on your knees.
keep those, and yeah, other stuff might help. Couch stretch, huge. Yeah, the split squat we did on the box, lowering down.
That was the start. That was killing me.
Use that for strength training, you know, in your leg days and whatever you want to keep. It's just like 15-pound dumbbells on a bench height like that. You'll get stronger and opened up. It'll help fix that problem. But yeah, that's definitely your probably main thing. That's probably your main thing. That was rough. So that's good. It's good to find that.
It is good to know. What was the? I forgot the stretch where it was like. It was like the two legs at 90 degrees, but our knees were touching. What was that? That was the one stretch that I.
Was it this one, or was it?
Yeah, it was that. It was that in your foot's up.
Yeah, this is part of the Cador flow. So it's the Pigeon, but it's a specific Pigeon. So if you just search Pigeon, you're gonna find this one. But Cador, K-A-D-O-U-R, Cador Pigeon. Oh, we're gonna send it out. Yeah, everything's gonna be sent out so you can see it again.
That's right. And I've been watching a lot of like.
You're gonna send that flow out.
Yeah, we're gonna send a video recap of everything and a real clean slide. K-A-D-O-U-R. He's gonna be so excited that people have been loving this.
But it is interesting because I've watched a lot of the videos you were talking about, like the knees over toes. I've even seen the old dude who kicks the rim. So you've met that guy before?
Yeah, he came to my house. He came to my living room and was doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's all the stuff. Like I was just telling him, like I want to get to the point where like I know I'm young, like I just turned 20, 30, but like
damn,
I still have certain things that I feel, but like I want to like.
You're a nematode.
Yeah.
You barely, man. You got so much time. You good?
Yeah, but like that's why like when I want to get to the point where like I'm old, I can still do everything.
Yeah.
My dad, I think I told you earlier, like my dad's having back pain.
Yeah.
I just see a lot of people who just like were young and athletic, so they would just do stuff and like, but they were just their back was messed up, their knees are messed up, and now they're old and can't do anything. So I just like don't. I want to be old and still be able to run and do whatever I want.
Yeah,
to
bro.
do, so.
You're gonna be in better shape than if you never had an injury because this is gonna force you to become a more skilled trainee and know how to learn all these different things, train your joints and muscles. Like you're gonna be flexible and strong, better than if you never got hurt. You'd just be stiff and not in pain, you know. So yeah, you're gonna get there. Dope, bro. Thanks for coming, man. Yes, sir.
So I literally, it's crazy. I followed you on Instagram probably like a month ago, and then I was literally on my way home from work, and I saw you guys.
Today?
Yeah, today. I saw y'all were in DC, and I was like, oh shit, like I live like 10 minutes away. So
Dope.
yeah, I'm gonna come
That's so
back.
cool.
Yeah.
Glad you came, bro.
I appreciate it.
See ya. Have a good night. Thanks for coming, bro.
Yeah, of course. So my brother sent me your stuff like 3 months ago, but back then I was like, for the first time in my life, trying to like bulk and gain muscle mass, and I was like eating, thinking that like I'm
Been there?
gaining so much weight, hoping I'm gaining muscle too.
Yeah.
That I didn't. And when I looked at the program, it was like there was not a lot of resistance training and everything. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to like lose my progress. So I kept on doing that. Finally did a DEXA scan. Turns out I'm gaining just as much fat as I am muscle. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to continue doing that. I want to get back to strengthening my back because even though I'm getting stronger, when it does come time, like when I'm doing like RDLs with like 65-pound dumbbells in each arm, I'm doing that for like 20 reps, 3 sets. Like I can do it, but I'm like saying a prayer before like every time I do it, like consciously, every time like holding my breath and doing it right, which I should be doing anyway, but it just doesn't feel like my back is rock solid because like you said, sometimes I'll sneeze and something will happen. I'll be doing like lat pull downs and in that last few reps when I kind of yank for a second and it's like all of a sudden like something happens between that spinal column not being held completely tight and it's like a shooting pain all of a sudden for an exercise that like everything else I'm doing strength-wise is fine, but like a sudden jerk during lat pull down and all of a sudden like I'm feeling like a shooting pain in my nerves.
Yeah, I've had people that can deadlift 405 and then they herniate their disc doing something easy.
Yeah.
Because your strength of your back all working together is one thing, but then the strength of your spine at one piece is a whole nother game. So.
And then the first time when I hurt myself, it was when I was doing deadlift in my garage. I had to go get an x-ray done, and it turns out that in addition to me already knowing I've got bad shoulder mobility, I've got longer legs, so it's hard for me to get into a deep squat. It turns out that like my second to last vertebrae also has like a degenerative, it goes in a little bit, so that wink you're talking about is even more likely. So it's like, and I was trying to go ass to grass, so I hurt myself the next time I did squats. So I completely thought like, and I've got friends who are like doctors and like you know, just know-it-alls, and they're like, you know what, anything with a barbell, just never get in a squat rack again.
That's just a silly, that's a silly general statement, though, you
It's more
know.
risk than it's worth. And I was like, okay, fine. So I just started. I've been working on like my clubhouse, like in my neighborhood, because I'm looking, nothing can hurt me in here. It's all machines. Let me just stick it here.
Oh, you'll hurt your back in a leg press. Believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll hurt yourself
but
on
I'm
other
going
stuff.
very low. I'm doing like one leg at a time, going super low weight for reps. But it's just like it's turned it into like 2-hour workouts. Instead of me being
I get
able
it.
to do like 45 minutes.
2-3 sets of something hard.
So I'm wondering like, where I understand you're saying like 10 steps back, 20 steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I should do? Because I was working out 6 days a week. Now I've cut it back to 4 days a week. Do you think I should completely take out resistance training and just strengthen my back for now doing this stuff?
The program's resistance training. So a few things to keep in mind. How'd you feel during the squat of this? Did you do this?
I just didn't do it because I did legs yesterday and I was kind of tired.
Okay.
I did the first one, but yeah.
So do this.
It didn't hurt.
Do this. Grab 20-pound dumbbells, and I promise you, you do 3 sets of 25 slow this pace, you're going to have more sore quads than you ever did when you were doing heavy weights. Now, this is a more quad isolated squat, not like a normal compound. But then the split squat, you get to a lower height, you grab 25-pound dumbbells right here. The reason the split squat is great is that you can't butt wing because the other leg's yanking backwards. So you're going to stay perfectly in a neutral position because you can't. The only thing you can do is overarch, so you fight that. That's cool. That's cool. You could do that, but I would include that for sure. I would spend some time and I would really dive in.
Leg press and do that instead.
Oh yeah, take out leg press for sure. For right now, do that. Do the slant board squat. Do ham curl, very controlled. Don't arch the back in it. Keep it tucked. And like, remember, you can go a long time without touching heavy weight and still build. It's about tension that you build. I haven't touched heavy weight in a while right now, but every time I go back, it's like I never left because you build up all the in-between stuff. And I promise you, the only way to get strong is not just straightforward barbell lifting. But you should get back to that. If you can do the slant squat, then you just grab a barbell, do a front squat here, and cut the reps to 12. Then just do dumbbells. That's even better. But don't go the machine route because that's going to let you hide from your mobility problems even more. Where this will even start to work on your groin. Like even practicing squats with the heels assisted is helping what you probably have a lot of problems with. If you have that butt wing tendency, you need the world's best strength, contractibility, and stretch of the groin. Yeah. You really got to work on that.
When I was doing that stuff, I just got like those shoes with a slight elevated heel, and I thought that was good enough.
Well, it'll help anybody. Imagine you've had opened up groin and the elevation. It'll be even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look for, basically that's this thing I would tell you, is only do the exercises that give you multiple benefits. So not just, the hypertrophy, the mobility. Look for the exercises that help the mobility, help the hypertrophy, or that help the joints and help the mobility. Or there should be multiple benefits to anything you do. Yeah. The only benefit is you're getting a pump. There's probably an exercise that gives you the pump and helps your joint, helps the posture, helps the strength of your hips or something else, you know? Just embrace the journey as if it's not like giving up gains. You'd be surprised how you can get weirdly sore, get new types of gains. Like I'm bigger now than I was when I was training that stuff. I'm not huge, but I started a stick. Yeah. So yeah, I think if you embrace it fully and get excited, you can be surprised what kind of physique you can build. An upper body, could keep it simple and do, dumbbell stuff, be safe on that.
So in addition to what's already in the program, it's okay to
Probably, upper body, probably. I mean, you might already do it anyways, whatever I tell you. It's up to the person, but dips and chin-ups is usually okay, but like you already acknowledged, you can get sloppy with something, it can be a problem. So, yeah.
It's been literally like 2 or 3 months since I logged into anything. When I log in, I just follow, because I know there was one that was like very basic, and there was one that was included resistance.
Yeah, do that one.
So I'll just follow that one. I'll probably end up getting myself one of these
that would be smart.
trainers. But basically, how many times a week am I supposed to do this program?
It's all laid out. You'll see it.
It's all on it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
For the flow.
In between, is it okay if I do other stuff, or you're thinking?
Yeah, in between is mobility, but you can also, those days also have upper body. Tuesday, Thursday have upper body. But if you want to add stuff, you can. Just understand, don't do anything with the hips and low back. Yeah. Which is a lot of legs. You want to add upper body stuff, whatever. Train grip, train arm, train something that's out the way. Train shoulders or something, like you probably can, I don't tell people online, do whatever, because you can't give ambiguity as a message online. They just run with it. So, yeah.
And if I did have a question or something, should I focus on like on Instagram or should I send it through the? I tried to do the Discord thing and I wasn't really understanding. I've never used Discord before.
Yeah,
so
I know
just
it's
see notifications
confusing.
on that.
Me and Enoch are in there. If you tag us in the Discord, we're likely to see it. Instagram's kind of hit or miss, but if you're persistent, I'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do I just like a hashtag and then put your literally
At,
no clue
you
how
just
to
do at Brendan at Low Back Ability in the Discord, and then we'll see it anytime we log in.
Okay.
That's the best. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. See ya. All right, guys. Thank you for giving me your whole night.
Oh yeah.
How are you?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Just want to say thanks for everything.
Thanks, bro.
Learned a lot from you. And for the toes guy. So it's probably a lot. I try to show my friends, but they have problems when they do it. They kind of like get swollen knees, specifically when doing like the split squat. I'm just curious. Do they just need the knee floss or?
Yeah, they might need an even easier entry point, you know? Like, I don't know if they would do reps or if they just did the holds. They might want to do the one where you sit at the bottom and just sit there. Maybe the coming into the bending of the knee over and over is a lot for them. If your knee swells up after bending it that much, that means your knees are pretty shot anyways. Like, you're on the edge. So they should be doing the backwards stuff that he shows, backwards treadmill. Been doing stuff like that? Been trying any of that?
I don't know if they have, but that's how I kind of started with the backwards.
I think that's the foundation, is a lot of small movements, burning it out, and then maybe a hold. You could do literally a hold like this, 2 minutes. Or here, 1-2 minutes. That iso hold is a good entry point. As soon as you bend the knee deep and it swells up, that's a sign you're not ready for it. So they gotta do something of a smaller caliber. But yeah, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you
See you
staying
around.
by.
Thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
liking my comments, with the fire emojis only.
Where is that?
Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. See you around. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. What's the username?
D_Romero.
D_Romero. I got it.
Oh, what position you play? You play soccer, right?
Yeah, I played a little outside back.
Outside back.
Like left back. Yeah, right back. Yeah. I'll see you. See you, bro. Appreciate you waiting. I know it was a big day, and
it was good.
You're sitting in some feelings of stuff, and some pain, but.
No, I thought the Cador flow, which she said, it took away the nerve stuff when I did it.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do that. It was.
Do it. Yeah, if you know which exercise.
This one, and then what was the other one we did?
That's Camel. Yeah, right there on the back toe.
Was there a third one?
Yeah, we were here.
Yeah.
We had this one out to the side. This is the third one. The fourth one.
Side.
So it's basically no squat.
Yep.
Toe up, no squat. Half squat. Full squat. And then it's this pigeon one.
That's right. And you're gonna send this out too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's incredible that so many people are loving this, because honestly, I never predicted the correlation. I just thought it was so out of the way. It's good mobility to teach for the feet and ankle anyways.
Yeah.
Mine as well. But that's incredible that someone that has had such persistent real nerve pain felt an immediate feeling.
And I think I gotta do your. I started following you like 2023.
Wow.
I joined on the Telegram and the.
Telegram.
What was that? I got an app. Like it was like $300.
True Coach. Yeah, that's what Risa did.
Yeah.
You were in that?
I was in True Coach.
What's your name again?
Drew Wardlow. I've Instagram.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah. We've sent I've sent you a bunch of messages.
I as you can imagine.
I'm sure you have like.
But when I remember something, I remember something.
We've sent a bunch over the years, and you've been great. But I sent you the guy that the ARP wave stuff. This is the shocking.
Jesus.
But
makes sense. I just didn't respond to that one.
Yeah, June 23.
Wow, I was just starting. What's your account? What's your name?
Drew.
Okay, man. Wow.
But I've not done it consistently, so.
Why not? What is it?
I think because I get better,
Yeah.
and then I get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like mostly laziness. Do you know what I mean? Like you feel better,
Mhm.
and then. I'd
But
have
this
long
sucks
periods
so
of time.
bad
I know,
for
it
you.
sucks. Well, the nerve stuff has sucked so bad. I've had it for like 50. I've had low back stuff for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gonna be hooked. Because I played a lot of golf, like coach lacrosse.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rotational.
Yeah. Man, that journey works, man. It's not easy, and it may not fix everything, but
I've been consistent, like probably the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm starting to see stuff. After I had a little flare up and I hit too many golf balls.
Yeah. Okay.
The nerve stuff.
Well, I'm glad even something else kind of woke you up to some new experience today.
I wanted to come see it in person. So.
Well, thank you, man. Well, shoot me a message.
I will.
I'm glad you
Thanks
came,
very
for
much.
real.
Everything
Means
you've
a
done.
lot. You waiting just to chat.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for letting me know, bro.
What do you got next? Where are you guys going?
Do you know where we're going? Nashville? Nashville.
That'd be fun.
How unusual is it to like? I mean, I think I have seen you say that like a lot of people have like back pain on like one side.
Yeah.
But like for it to spread on
It's
one
not,
side.
so look, it's not that unusual. I'm taking it as if you've been hyper consistent. You've been doing all the stuff I'm talking about for over a year. Is that true or no?
Not exactly your stuff. I did do your specific program for a couple months, and then I started having more of the upper back issues, so I went to Catalyst. So for the last year at Catalyst, they have been doing some like full body stuff like ab and ab work and like not quite as like low back target as your program, but like a lot of like Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah.
Bird dogs with like bands.
I don't think you need Bulgarian split squats at all. So are you really familiar with the lines of fascia?
Not really. I've heard about fascia.
Okay, before you go driving across the country to go hunt down a physical therapist, you should definitely, because this is when you start talking about seemingly unrelated areas of the body spreading through injury, what's connecting that is the sheath of tissue that connects it. I'm not the fascia guru either, but you definitely want to learn. The lines of it are like specifically certain areas travel a certain path, and that path may be exactly what you're experiencing. So you should definitely just look that up, lines of fascia, and start to question why. I know that sounds like you've already been asking why, but sometimes you have to ask it in a new light. I would keep the back extension iso holds, I really would. Okay. And I would really train lateral stuff, like on the machine. What the hell? How is that even possible? Okay. Oh, because the back. I'm just messing everything up right now. Jesus. Okay. Especially this one.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us even though it's so freaking late. I'm sure you're exhausted.
I feel bad for not having you guys on time, man. It's all good. I'm passionate about this. I really care. So the lateral holds I would also do. You're gonna get work from the lateral part of the spine, but all the way even through rhomboids, even through the neck. I would work a circuit of the holds in all directions, honestly. Here for a minute, here for 30 seconds, here for 30 seconds every other day. Hell no. Yeah, for sure. You need tension, but it might irritate you more to do that, to go through reps and range. And yeah, there's a few things. I can think of like a few specific exercises. I'm like, oh, you should try that first before you. But at least do that. Just give me like 6 weeks of 3 times a week, literally 1 to 2 sets, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I did just a couple weeks ago. I got the Freak Athlete Hyper Pro.
Okay.
I guess it's like the competitor of the Nord.
I think so, yeah.
But it has that.
I don't make money for them. It's whatever you want. It's all good.
So, I mean, I'll try it. I'll fit it in. A big issue I've had is like the conventional like PT clinics I go to, and then I want to do all of your stuff.
Yeah.
And I see stuff on Instagram, and all of a sudden I'm like doing PT for like 4 hours. Like I wake up and do 30 minutes.
Bro.
I do my program. Then before bed I'll do like another 30 minutes.
You don't.
It's just, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't need.
It's just crazy.
You don't need a shit ton of random drills and stuff. When in doubt, choose something that's a route that gets you stronger and stronger and stronger. So then you can check that off the box. That it's definitely not It's definitely not spine strength. It's not lateral spine strength. Okay, that's been taken care of. But if you do drills, there's no guarantee that. It just means that drill did make you feel something. You know, a lot of PT isn't a route. So, yeah, bro, shoot me a message, please, at some form. And let me know if you come up with any ideas and bounce the idea off me.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, again,
I'm not against the idea of going to work with someone head on, but they're going to be guessing with you. And if they got the time to work with you and try some of that stuff, but just look at everything in life.
I think you're doing some really awesome stuff here. A lot of people, like, they really don't get it. Like, I can tell, like, my friends who are my age, and, like, my coworkers who are, like, 40, they'll be like, oh, you don't know what it's like to be 40 and wake up with aches and pain. It's like, bro,
yeah,
I've told you that, like, you know, I have back problems, and it's like, people don't get it. So, like, you know, I feel like you, especially with your audience, like, this sort of, like, younger audience, I don't know, just, like awareness, I guess. Just, like, you know, the way you connect with people. You know, like, I see it, and I think it's really awesome.
Thanks, bro.
You know, just,
Means a
like,
lot.
speaking with you, you know, I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to speak to you isn't just to, like, you know, pick your brain and, like, get your ideas. It's also, like, you, like, understand what all the people here are, like, going through, and just, like, being seen is, like, very powerful for myself and, like, everyone here.
Yeah,
Just,
bro.
like, being seen and understood. So,
Amen.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, bro. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Keep me in the loop, bro.
Well.
All right. Hello, sir.
Dude, thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Session and class and everything.
Thanks, man.
Super grateful she dragged me up here.
Did
I was
she?
giving up. I literally was like, every other day, I'm like, I'm gonna get the surgery. I'm not gonna get the fucking surgery. I'm gonna get the surgery. So it was.
What's the surgery?
They want to fuse like 3 of my vertebrae because my disc is like severing my spinal column. So, but it's like it's been like a year and a half. So I just had a long ass chat. Probably ate up half your memory card over there. But you guys are killing it, man. It's like this and like starting yoga, like baby old lady yoga, like 2 weeks ago, and I still couldn't do half the shit they were doing. But this and that were like the first little like droplets of hope that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I've, you know, it's never easy when someone comes in with real, like you said, the spinal column severed by a disc. You guys,
that's also why
huge
it's like I
learning.
lose hope because it's like I think I find an anecdote, and then it's like, oh, my MRI is like, oh, you also got a birth defect, which is why it's so much worse.
Right.
You know, blah, blah, blah.
But I will tell you, through sheer volume, the amount of people that have gone through the program and the amount of people who have tried stuff, I have folders, thousands and thousands of messages from people saying they came back from horrendous MRIs. I mean, like, horror shit. You see a picture of it, rods from here to here, the spine is just like screws everywhere, big, thick, and I'm like, you did the back extension. Ugh. It like makes me cringe to see the MRI, and even them, it's like progress. It's not about solving imaging, it's about the fact that what's the surgery for? The surgery's supposed to get you so you
It's
can
just symptom relief, anyways. It's
symptom
not-
relief.
Even they were like, this is. Even the surgeons I saw like 3 surgeons. Like one of them, like, you know, Innova, dope ass DC doctor, and he was just like, I regret to tell you, like, you're in a bitch of a situation. He's like, even if we like, you know, cut your disc out, he's like, you might have a month, you might have a year before we got to fuse those bad boys because like I gotta.
But why is he so sure to lead to a fusion?
I think just because of like the percentage of extruding disc. So like to cut that much out is like leaving so little anatomical structure remaining that it's like.
So what does that mean?
There. So my point is, I'm already here, so I may as well.
That's what I'm saying to you, is that the reason why the pipeline is discectomy to fusion is because the instability that forms from removing all that stuff, whether they take facet joint out or they just take disc out, the instability and the mechanical loading's all off. So now it just slowly wears on the stuff that is worn on because you don't have the muscular tissue anyways. If you have the smaller tissue that is adaptable, all geared up super strong, then you don't even need to relieve things. So it's just like, what I was saying to you is that why it might feel discouraging because your MRI is unusual, I've seen worse.
Oh, yeah,
I really have. And now those are
Find
anecdotes.
those little medical journals of Russian, trapeze guy who fell 25 feet and shattered his spine, and it took him 7 years. But like, it's like, I'm a baby version. I'm not even in that stratosphere of that injury. So it's like, you cling to those little things. But like, I found.
And not little.
Well,
Yeah.
I found you on YouTube, and I saw your, just different videos where you talk about things, and it's just like, in these situations, it's like, you cling to those tangible versions.
It takes a delusional person. It's realistic to accept the bleakness. So be delusional about the reality you want until enough time in convincing of your life actions and what you try changes that to delusional to possible, then possible to plausible, and then whatever to probable, and blah, 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 right? That sounded better in my head, but the point is, like, I've had certain injuries that aren't as extreme, but the type of injuries they say, okay, if you're not better in the first 3 months, it's likely you'll never get better without surgery, because sports hernia is just a tear in your ab wall. If you get that, it's just a hole in your wall. There's not patching back together. So a year later, still had symptoms, and they're like, well, it's probably never going to get better. Eli Manning had that surgery 4 times or something, and I'm like, okay. Well, I just got stronger than anyone I knew at lifting my leg and then stretching it and squeezing so hard on machines and opening it to where I still have the tear, but everything else is stronger than a normal human and more resilient, that it takes a lot for me to feel any symptom again. So even if there's anatomical deficiency, it's like, the good news about the back, well, the bad news is there's so many different things that can break down. There's so many different parts to it. So the good news is, if you have 3 shitty discs, you have so many others that can be not just good, extra good, and take the load off. And so it's just, yeah, I mean, it's not fun.
The Bruce Lee way of it. You know who Buster Keaton is? Like the old black and white comedian?
No.
He does like the dangerous stunts back in the day, like black and white film.
Damn.
Where, like a barn would fall on him, but he'd stand right where the window is.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
risk his life to die.
Wow.
He was so fit from like conditioning his body, he actually had like broken his neck.
Damn.
But his muscles held the fractured bones in place.
Wow.
So tightly that it like was able to like refuse itself.
Wow.
And when they like x-rayed him like years later, they're like, you shattered like this vertebrae, but because the musculature of your body was so sound, that prevented it from being displaced and like exacerbating the injury far worse. So it's like, speaking to your point of like,
yeah, man,
you can compensate with anatomical structures elsewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been like a piece of shit. I don't work out. I just train. Like I compete in jiu-jitsu and I have my own like gym, and so like losing that, I have no other outlets. I have no other. So I've just been like festering in my mind. You know what I mean? Like just.
I know it. Yeah.
I have no like healthy outlets. And
I get it.
So it's just like, and I'm not a gym person. Not that I can do shit in the gym right now, anyways. But point being, I don't have those routines. So it's like I feel like I'm like Rapunzel in my little tower. You know what I mean?
Y'all walk to the bar every now and then or something. Maybe you put a back extension in the middle of the way. You just.
I think I take up enough of Laura's time as it is. So she's
Yeah.
like, I sent her your stuff and was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this dude healed his back. And then she was like, they have a fucking website. I signed you up. And then she was like,
I did. I signed him
and
up.
then she looked up
and
your
I
guys'
saw
shit and
this.
was like,
It's so sweet.
And then I saw this, and I was like, we're going to this.
I live an hour away, and then she lives like another 30, 40 minutes from me, so she has like a fucking hour and a half to go. But, yeah, this is what
So now you have to heal your back.
I know.
All this time and energy.
Come
Basically
on.
guilted into it at this point. But yeah. Anyways, guys,
Someone had
you
to.
all did an amazing job, and
Thanks,
I know
man.
you were working with like, up creek with the tiny ass room and stuff like that. But
It's okay. It's all our fault. Things that we could have known ahead of time. This is our first time on Earth. I mean, let alone a workshop tour. But we're just.
I think you guys made the most of it.
I think
everyone had a really good time. Yeah, everyone had a really good
Thanks.
time. And
I think I could have bombed, and you would say that though.
yeah, that's actually true. You shouldn't take her seriously at all.
Really good.
Thanks.
Like, me just observing everybody.
It's incredibly
I
positive.
could see.
That's what you need.
I could see everybody at their different points.
Yeah.
And how you literally had the room in unison. Like everybody was flowing together, and everybody was slowly pushing themselves, but without hurting themselves.
Yeah.
And it's nice because a lot of times people don't have that guidance in
Yeah.
their day-to-day life.
Ever.
And watching you in a YouTube video or on the website is wonderful, but then getting that one-on-one experience, it allows you to connect with people
Yeah.
to where now they're feeling more hopeful. They're feeling more inept to want to do these exercises because now they've had that one-on-one approach. So the workshop to me is a huge success.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Bonus, you guys. I'm pretty sure we filmed like a little dating profile for Laura on your memory card.
Beautiful. There we go.
That's wonderful. Yeah. My taco bar skills.
Oh.
That's Chipotle CFO.
Did we get you paid? Did someone pay this
Take
girl?
one of these bad boys with us.
Yeah, take one of them for the road. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure also like this probably is incredibly like rewarding work, but I also imagine it's gotta be like exhausting for you to have the same conversation with everyone too. Like I always feel bad because I'm like, guys, probably heard me say this shit like 1,000 times.
I just want to be efficient, and I'm so numb to certain convos.
Yeah.
And sometimes I forget, like, it's the same question over and over and dressed up in different ways. And there's a lot of times I'm like, how many people know about this machine? Okay, how many have done it? And half the room, and I'm like,
how'd you guys get here?
so why? But I understand there's fear element. And I also know when I got hurt, I was pushed to shove. I had to get so hurt that I stopped doing everything and sick and all that stuff. I was very stubborn. My body gave me many signs that you should probably chill out before it ended my normal life. So I can understand the stubbornness. I don't want to add shame to people about it, but 90% of it is just work. I'm not gonna lie. It's confusing because where do you put the work, and then it gets interrupted with stuff. But the amount of people that have actually like stuck to core things of this diligently multi-year and then been like no progress, I've rarely ever seen it. But it's not that easy for everyone.
I think that was the most difficult part for me was like you have like this limited window in the day, and if you do things wrong, it further erodes your willingness to put the work in.
I get it.
So you drop the match in the wrong gas tank, and you're like, this shit doesn't work, you know? And or like, so you do it unguided. Like I was just like, I gotta blast this because that's what I've always done, and it's like, no. So like I think this is like very important, but like I was telling him in there too, like the fact that you, in all your videos too, you're like, this is gonna take a year. It's gonna take 2 years. It's like everyone else is like, fix your herniations in like 3 months, or like fix your. I'm like, dude, fuck off. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or it just alienates you further because then you're like, oh, this is for other back people, not me back person.
And it's not really for them
you know,
either.
And it was just, I'm just
They're
saying,
just
like,
competing to make it sound like.
You start stratifying yourself into like different grades, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I can't relate to these people, and then you're isolating and alienating yourself from a group of people that you probably should be bonding with, but you think like, oh, I must have a different type of injury because that didn't work at all.
Right.
But I don't know, you guys have a sound philosophy. I think you guys knocked it out of the park. So.
Thanks, man. I think it's just make it more hard to fail, more, you know, like just seamless online, and then also in here, like get the train wrecks out the way for when we do it again next year and a little better, and more stories will come out. I remember having, I don't know if he's talking to Risa, I remember having convos with her before she was really making progress, pretty much crying. This isn't gonna work. And I'm like, Risa, come on. You're like 22, we got time, like just slowly. And I've seen people, and they're almost fighting me about this, and then see them become a full-on like evangelist for it, and wow, it's all, I'm like.
I was saying that to him too. I was like, dude, when you heal people, like you have like an army at your back because people are so loyal and like.
If I wanted to be evil,
like,
man.
I would make a deal with the devil. I say all the time, I'd make a.
I bet. You sign a, you'd sign a lot of money away to get this fixed overnight.
That was the game I played with my friends. They'd be like, what would you pay to fix your back? I was like, is the other side of this coin that like my back has no injuries for the rest of my life? I was like, I'll sell my house right now. I will empty, I'll go back to zero.
Yeah.
If that means like the integrity of my spine, like if I get my body back, like I'm like incarcerated in my own little fucking cocoon.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I get it.
Are you gonna find home in some kind of consistency now with like bare minimum flow? Think micro deposit, like
I heard you say it earlier.
So little that you don't consider it like you're doing the work, you know?
I think like the yoga, like again, because like I'm so bad at like body routines. Like I'm spoiled. So I'm my own jiu-jitsu spots. I just train all the time and I teach people and it's fun. So I don't think of it as a chore. I think the reason why working out is good for people is it like forces a routine that's not necessarily like fun, or I guess some people like it, but like the yoga thing is like helping me habituate that. So like accentuating it with these activities. And the stuff you showed is all stuff I can like do in my house, so.
Just get the machine. Get the machine, put it by your bed.
Dude, my bedroom looks like a prison room. It's like
Good.
a bench, a little one of these back things.
Good, okay. So what would stop you from a minute?
I do like my baby stretches and I do the things. That was the first
just
time
do
I
the
ever did
hold.
that like square shaped thing.
Yeah,
where,
but
like,
what about the holds?
I was doing the holds for a little bit and then I fucked them up. Like I
Yeah,
was
but
saying,
get
like,
back on the horse.
Well, I think you've made me a believer, right? Where do I sign the cult waiver, you know? Where's the
We signed an escrow with your house, like you said,
That's right.
because I rent for expensive New York City, so I could use one. Yeah, I could use a home. Yeah, I'll take over the mortgage if you really meant that. But yeah, man, just if anything, stick with 2 things, and it would be the back extension, and then whatever related mobility you could see made the biggest difference. But don't make it complicated for yourself. Pick the scariest thing. If the back extension hurts you, that means it's potent. Potent means potential to heal or potential to harm.
I was scared of the bending, but I was okay with the holds.
Okay.
At least we'll see. I'll see tomorrow morning. But this must be very exhausting. I hate to be the last person to make you have the same conversation for the 15th time.
It's not the same. You have a different energy to it.
A little more manic.
Yeah, a little more manic. I don't think you're gonna do the exercises.
He will do them. I will make sure he does them.
I think he will,
No, he will.
but he knows he will.
I mean, this was my breaking point. I mean, like I said, I haven't. I've done all the other things so far, but like I had to come do this because when I was just like clicking through videos and like finding little things and like doing them wrong and stuff like that, I was not like conscripting myself to like the path I had to get on. I think doing this all here was like by far the most load I put on my back, by far the most, and not in a sense where I was just biting my lip.
Yeah.
Like there were parts of that where I functionally felt like, I was saying this, I believe the same thing, right?
Yep.
Like I felt like a positive feedback. I wasn't just like grinding my teeth. I feel blood flow getting in there. I feel this like magnetic chain firing that hasn't fired in a year.
What
I
if
feel like a positive release, not a like clinch. And I only had like one spasm where I was like fucking in pain, but that was it.
Imagine you did that 104 times a year, you know?
That's my problem. Is like when something works, I'm like, I gotta do it 1,000 times.
It's okay, but not anymore. I will say I take accountability for us not having our product and website and all this stuff built out to where seamless like a route. It should be so easy for the even like most eager. We should make a product that is self-explanatory enough and exciting to go slow. Right now, it's still so early. We're just throwing raw information out.
Who's the one who needs to go slow now, buddy? You.
Right?
You sound a little patient over there. You're fixing mankind's oldest issue with no ailments. Even the top surgeons have only come so far in terms of like primitive things.
Yeah, but to know more and not do more, it's a curse. If you know what's really going on and you're not doing the work that you know could solve that for people, it feels like you're wasting your life, you know? So,
the last year and a half has felt like I deleted a chunk of my timeline. You know what I mean? Just like going nowhere fast. Scammy fitness influencers do with their like get-rich-quick version of healing.
Yeah.
Is like that's a hell of a delivery. It's I would say.
I mean, that's just called not being a piece of trash.
No, but I mean, like you actually have like you made me a believer. I'm a skeptic, so it's just like, you know what I mean?
Heard it there first.
Yeah, you did.
Because those who believe do, which means he will be doing.
Do them.
I hear you.
Plus, you lit that fire into my ass by saying you'll be able to do it.
I can't wait till you tell me wrong, man. I can't wait till you say, hey, you were a hater, and now you owe me a mortgage.
I can send you a whole video. Eddie and I are now besties.
Oh, I love it. Oh, you got some contact info? There you go. I like that. Beautiful.